Can you believe it? This tremendous day for the Kings and for Kings fans got even better today. Whitey and Drapes, and we're not going to get into the game yet because we got Drapes takes coming up. We'll get to the details of the game just coming up here in about 10 minutes, and then we'll be talking about it all game long. But how about this? And obviously, Drapes, you hate to see anybody get hurt, but the Kings with the win last night, just a one-sided dominant win. And then Zion Williamson ruled out of Friday's play-in tournament elimination game against the Kings with a left hamstring strain. Again, you hate to see him get hurt. Ingram's also hurt, though, and all of a sudden, things are looking a lot brighter.
The universe is lining up for us, and I'm listening to the guys before us. Fans are like, man, that Mike Brown, he's a great coach. Monty, man, what a roster. Tomas is the man, and so everybody's jumping back on, and the stars are aligning for a Kings run.
Mm-hmm. 4 games against Sacramento this year. Zion Williamson shot 66% from the floor. Had 18 rebounds, 23 assists, 9 steals, and he averaged 23 points a game, and he's not playing tomorrow.
And he's a matchup nightmare. I mean, they got 2 guys, Ingram and Zion, we just have no answer for. And this is massive. This is a huge loss. And I understand the Kings have their losses when other teams are short players, but I got to imagine the guys are talking about it right now. The opportunity is there. This Pelicans team is deflated right now. They are defeated. They lost 2 to the Lakers. Brandon Ingram got benched late in that game. Zion's out. They're questioning Willie Green down there in Sports Talk Radio in New Orleans. And so the Pelicans are ripe for the picking tomorrow or Friday.
Yeah. And they're not a good home team anyway.
Right? Yeah, there's no home court advantage there or anything like that. We saw that with the Lakers. Lakers went down there and busted them up. And so, no, I think the Kings, it's interesting because before last night's game and everything that happened last night, I thought, man, that plane ride to New Orleans is going to be long. All the demons are going to be in their head. Now I feel like if I'm a Kings player and I'm a Kings fan, bring on the Pelicans.
Can't wait to get there.
Let's go. Bring on the Pelicans. Get down there, handle your business so we can focus on OKC after that.
Now, of course, we all know the way this season goes. Just when you think one thing, that means you're going to end up with the other, but that's all right. I'd much rather be in this situation, obviously, than sitting here going, well, what happened this season? But I think last night, in a way, Drapes, you still have to do more because the play-in's just an extension on your project. But if nothing else, last night the Kings, that's something they accomplished this year.
I don't know about that way. I'm not going to go. Like, the mission's not done. The assignment's not finished, right?
I agree.
The assignment's not finished.
At least they beat the team that beat them last year, and they got the Warriors out.
Psychologically, they accomplished something.
But it was something.
Psychologically, they did accomplish something. They exercised some demons. And I think the way they played yesterday will fuel them Friday, fuel them against Oklahoma City. It's sort of like when Keon Ellis got into the starting lineup in March. It was like, oh, this is the way we're supposed to play. This is how we're supposed to be physical. I thought last night was the blueprint. Oh, this is how we're supposed to follow the scouting report. This is the kind of intensity, the kind of connectedness we need to have night in and night out.
To me, and I was mentioning this with Chris and Alan, this was the first time me as an observer watching the game where I felt like the absence of Malik wasn't painfully obvious. Obviously, you would love to have him, but in that game, it seemed like they had figured out, we do these things, this, not easy, but simple, this. Then they've figured out how, short-term anyway, hopefully long-term, to win and play well without Malik.
Well, it helps when Keegan Murray shows up.
Yes,
plays a hell of a game.
Yes, sir.
32 points last night for young Keegan. And I thought, him and Keon Ellis really stepped up. Their shot making yesterday was massive, was huge. Timely shots from Keegan, obviously starting off the game with 3 quick buckets. But Keon Ellis also, some of his shots and the confidence that he's playing with. And so you're right, especially, but here's the thing, Whitey, you know as well as I do, this game was a 20-point game.
Yeah.
Down the stretch,
that's where they have
close game. That's where we miss Malik the most. But on this night, last night, I thought the others stepped up. We know what Fox and Sabonis gave them, but the Keegan Murrays, the Keon Ellis, even my boy Davion didn't have a great shooting night. He had a couple of moves there. Blew by Steph Curry, had the little runner with the one hand. That was great. And so it was an all-around great performance last night.
There was a moment last night, I mentioned this on the crossover, where Keon had just made a shot in the corner. You know, he was in that left corner last night. That was his spot. And so he makes one. The next possession, De'Aaron comes down and he drives, gets into the paint and kind of forces it a little bit. And it was contested. And I think his shot got blocked. And I was thinking, man, how does De'Aaron Fox shoot that when he's got Keon Ellis in the corner? Then I realized, what am I saying? What is going on here?
Yeah, especially Keon was hitting too. I get it though. You feed the hot hand almost. He had just hit one. Like you're never going to say, De'Aaron, don't shoot the ball. But you would have never have said that 3 months ago, a month ago or whatever. And so, man, it's been a revelation this season, man. Keon Ellis is the feel-good story. And I said it yesterday. I did not think the moment would be too big for him because he's been preparing for this. In fact, when he signed his deal, his 3-year deal, one of the things he said is, I'm just getting started. Sure, I'm happy I got the 3-year, $5 million deal, but I'm just scratching the surface, and we're seeing that now.
Yeah, you said that yesterday. I said that. The High Flyer said that. And Coach Brown said it after the game last night. He said, look what this guy's been through.
Right.
You know,
his
just
story.
scraping by. So a game like this, it's not too big for him. That's not pressure compared to what he's been through just to get to this
He's been doubted his whole career.
Yeah.
I mean, and even coming into the league, coming into the association, nobody talked about his offense. We thought he might be an offensive liability because we didn't know. But now you see his shooting numbers, 40+% from 3, 15 points last night on 5 of 8. That's a very efficient 5 of 8, mind you, to get 15 points off of that. And so this guy plays with the utmost swag, the utmost confidence. We had him on the postgame show yesterday, did a talk back with him. And one of the things that impressed me about him is there was no hesitation to his offensive game. He was letting it fly. I'm like, where did that come from, Keon? Well, he thanked the man above, or actually, also, but he also
Gary Gerald?
No, that the voice in the sky, right? Our guy G-Man. But he also thanked the coaches, and he's been preparing for this moment. And to do it and outplay a guy like Klay Thompson, the Kings' backcourt was infinitely better than Steph Curry and Klay. It was not even close last night.
I know it's really complicated, but I don't understand how a guy like Keon Ellis goes undrafted. It's like, what? Because to me, you see him, it's like, man, that he's got a basketball body, and he's strong and he can defend, and the shot, a work in progress. But anyway, thank goodness no one did draft him.
Yeah.
And he's here.
And I think when you look at a guy like Keon, and give him tons of props, he's 6'3". Those guys growing trees. And he wasn't necessarily a scorer at Alabama, even though he was SEC all defense. And so I think a lot of times what happens in the NBA, you can't measure the intangibles, the work ethic, the drive to be great, the compete level. And that's something that he has.
Yeah. Guys make mistakes. People who draft players, they make mistakes both ways. They miss guys who have that, and then they draft and pay tons of money to players who don't have it, but who are able to convince them that they do.
Right. Exactly. And let's keep it real. If I'm a drafting a player, I want a guy that has the motor of a Keon Ellis, or not some uber talented guy who, just shows up on talent, doesn't put in the work, and doesn't get better. The thing about Keon, and I'm going to throw Davion in this as well, because of their work ethic, because of their pedigree, these guys are just going to get better with more opportunities, I feel.
Have you had the opportunity today to talk the game over with any of your Bay Area Warrior friends?
They're quiet tonight. We're going to call Bonte up. We're going to get Bonte on the phone because, anytime the Kings lose, he's FaceTiming me, he's texting me, he's calling me. I thought, Shasky and them would have me on to, break down what happened yesterday, but nope. No, nothing. Crickets from those guys.
It's a rough day in Dub Nation today. It is a rough day. And they did not appreciate Keon.
Oh, that was awesome. That was perfect. And here's the thing. This tells you about last night's game, Whitey. When I do pre and post game and I watch the game, usually I'm very quiet. I don't jump up and down or anything. But towards the end of that game, beginning of the fourth quarter, midway through the fourth, Harrison Barnes hits a quarter three. I'm like, hit that. Like, I'm up, fist pumping. I wouldn't do that if it was against Phoenix. But because it was the death of the Warriors, it made it that much sweeter, man. That was so enjoyable. And I started off the post-game show on a rant. I said, you know what? The Warrior fans have left. They're on I-80 now, taking their butts back to the Bay Area. Get them out of here. Like, it was a party last night for Sacramento. It was more than just a basketball game. It was a statement being made that Sacramento, we're here to take over Northern California.
There were a lot more Warrior fans in the building last night than there were last year in game one. But they were drowned out. They didn't have that much to cheer about, and the Kings fans were much louder.
Yes, and, Steph Curry hit a couple of shots, a couple of three-pointers, and then drew the foul, but he never got on a run, really. Right. And I thought the Kings did a fantastic job.
He was working
had
hard
to work,
all night.
And he only took 16 shots. Think about that. Steph Curry, as great as he is, his team season on the line is slipping away from him. Only 16 shots. We've seen historically Steph goes down shooting. Not last night. The Kings did a hell of a job.
I think anybody who pulls for the Kings or is affiliated with the Kings in any way needs to send Steve Kerr, whom I love and think is a great coach. We need to send him a thank you note. Thank you for not playing Moses Moody when you guys are here, right?
Dude, that guy he always lights us up. Like, he looks like a seasoned vet when he plays.
15 minutes.
Yeah, keep Wiggins in there. We like Wiggins out there. Like, Moses, and I thought Steve Kerr, once again, went away from his young players. We talked about Trace Jackson Davis. He got yanked quickly. Yep. He was a non-factor. He got Pajemski, didn't see a whole lot of time. Moses Moody didn't see the minutes that he probably deserved. And he went to his tried and trues, Clay and Draymond, and those guys didn't deliver.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We'll get to the phones, and we've got Drape's Takes coming up on this glorious day for Kings fans. It's a drive, guys. Just get warmed up on Sactown Sports.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis, put the frosting on the cake, put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a two-hand flush, makes it 114-106.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sactown Sports.
Thanks for being with us. Best place to be today. We celebrated last night and look forward to Friday. And again, the news on Zion Williamson as he is out with a hamstring injury. So no Zion Williamson for the Pelicans. On the chat here, thank you, Compio. Whitey, how did our guy Keon Ellis do last night? I'm glad we said he deserved 20 to 25 minutes a game. Yeah, we also have Manny Too Legit. Keon was our guy last night. Family Slago says, is he 6'3"? I saw somewhere he's 6'5". He's actually, Keon's listed, and that doesn't mean that's what he is. He's listed at Basketball Reference at 6'6".
6'6" Basketball Reference has him.
I don't know that that's
I don't know. No, I've stood next to Keon. I don't think he's 6'6".
Yeah.
I've said, no, he's probably about 6'4" or so, 6'4.5". And you know how that is too, with
Yes,
shoes
I
and
do.
everything like that
Yep.
and all that. It just depends. But no, he's been fantastic, man. And the thing I like most about Keon Ellis, here's the thing, Wade. When you look at Keon Ellis, he's humble. He's not out there showboating. He's just punching the clock. He's putting on the hard hat and getting it done.
He understands what he needs to do to help the team win. That's another thing about him that has always, to me, stood out. There's no wasted, even, when he wasn't playing especially well, there's no wasted, it's like over dribbling, taking bad shots. Shots he took didn't always go in, but you could see he understood what he needed to do to help the team win.
Where his shots were going to come from.
Yes,
He didn't get out of, sorts or anything like that. And so, what's crazy? So I'm just now, Basketball Reference has him at 6'6".
Yeah, I just said, yeah.
NBA.com has him at 6'3". How can that be? How can that be? Somebody's wrong here, right?
Yeah.
That's a 3-inch.
I would assume Basketball Reference, they
wrong.
maybe take more liberties. NBA.com should be getting their stuff off the official.
Like the official,
NBA.
It's
they
crazy.
Really are more careful about
I've never
measuring
paid
guys.
attention to something like that. I'm
I
gonna have
didn't
to
either.
look that up. But yeah, man, he was. But you know what, Whitey? We're gonna get to Drape's takes in a minute. I thought everybody that saw the floor had an impact on the game. Not necessarily scoring, but the defensive connectivity that we saw from those guys. Even Alex Len out there, hedging over on Steph Curry, trapping Steph Curry, going up top and just making Steph's life hard. I thought was tremendous. Trey Lyles too. And so overall team effort. I was about to do the post game yesterday, and I decided not to go this route, but I was going to talk about how proud I am of the effort we saw from the Kings last night. And I would have got emotional. I would, in a good way. I might have started crying, and I was like, ooh, I can't do that, Drapes. Like, I still got to be
gone viral.
Right, it would have gone viral, but I don't do things for clicks. That's not my style, right?
Right.
You're right.
Sure.
But yeah, I thought
Even
about
Jay's
it.
like, what?
What?
What did he say?
I thought about it. I'm like, man, I was proud to be a Sacramento and a Sacramento Kings fan yesterday. Our boys made us proud.
Can we wait? Because now we've gone a little bit here. Can we, to make sure you got a wide berth, can we wait till the bottom of the hour for it? Because I want to make sure you got a lot of space for it.
You can't bottle up Drape's takes.
I know.
You can't put baby in a bottle.
Right.
You know what I mean? All right.
We'll do it. It's
bottom of the hour.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll do
I
it.
want to get, Jeremy's been hanging on here, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Jeremy, what's going on?
I want to get your point of view on this. I'm looking at the way Keon Ellis is playing, and I'm wondering what y'all think about what I believe is the genius of Monte McNair and Mike Brown looking at Keon and saying, man, we got to sign him now, because I think that they saw that in the future, somebody's going to snatch him up. And so they figured they got to sign him this. It was a 2 or 3 year contract.
3-year contract. Yeah.
Very friendly deal, team friendly deal.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a genius move. And as you can see, it's working out.
You're right.
What do you guys?
No, I agree. I mean, the dude's only making $5 million, and I'm not talking about this season. The contract, the entire contract is $5 million. So you're talking $1 million and change for a starting caliber 2 guard on what's soon to be a playoff team. This might be the best bargain in the NBA, Keon Ellis, right now.
Obviously, if they really knew what he was going to be, they would have drafted him in the first place, most likely. They do deserve a great deal of credit for bringing him in. Last night, Mike Brown talked about the process of discovering what Keon was, and he said, we had 3 guys, and he was looking, he's like, well, we had 3 guys, and people were going, Slauson? He's no. He says, okay, we had Davion, and we had Colby, and we had Keon, and we were thinking, okay, maybe one of those guys can be the backup point.
Right.
So he said, all right, so Davion played well last year, he gets first shot at it. Then we got Colby, and he says, so Keon would be third. We thought, he could benefit from some time, two-way stuff. And he said, and then, he said he started doing some interesting things in practice. And then he cited those 2 games in Houston, where he said, just something. That was that second game especially, where he saw something. So it wasn't until then that Mike Brown started to think, this could be a guy that could really help us.
And yes.
And Keon's the one that deserves all the credit, though.
Yeah, Keon deserves a ton of credit, staying ready, coming out there, and forcing Mike Brown to notice him. My question is, what took so long for Mike Brown to see it? Because he seems to be the prototypical Mike Brown kind of guy, gets after it defensively. Did you see that steal he had on Klay Thompson where he just, like, literally it was the Matrix. It was the sleight of hand,
Yeah.
And so I think, and this is something I talked about earlier in the season, Mike Brown's lack of trust in some guys, that's not the case when it comes to Keon. Like, he fully trusts Keon out there. And going into next season, Keon might be our starting two.
You have a young asset now all of a sudden.
Right.
This was like a two-way guy that maybe he's something. And now it's like, whoa, this is one of our young, I don't think it's a stretch to say foundational piece. He's not going to be an all-star or anything you wouldn't think.
Right.
But he's a real asset.
Definitely a rotation player,
yes.
Starting, like, he's a guy that can play. And the fact that he's hitting close to 42% from three, you talk about a 3-and-D guy, he's a prototypical 3-and-D guy, and he's elite defensively. He is just tremendous defensively.
I have never been more impressed than I was last night by their defense. And I asked Keegan, is this the best defense you guys have played since you've been here? And he said, it was good. He said it was definitely the best in the postseason. De'Aaron Fox said the way they played against Milwaukee, he said that
was a good one.
He said it was good, but the way last night, Drapes, at times it looked like the Warriors were trying to move the ball, not to attack the defense, but to keep the Kings from stealing it. Like, here, give it to me. Give it to me. Oh, where is he? Here, you take it.
Right, yes.
Because Keon was relentless.
He was relentless, and I'm going to give Mike Brown some credit, too, because their game plan on Steph Curry worked to perfection. They threw everything and the kitchen sink at Steph. It was Keon. It was Keegan. It was Davion. And then to have the gall, the gumption, Mike Brown, to put De'Aaron on Draymond Green, Davion on Draymond Green. Think about that. Draymond is such a liability offensively that you put your 6'3" guard on him.
You know what's good about that, though? Because Draymond, so often guys don't guard him, so he's got this much room.
Yeah.
And he's, he runs offense sometimes. So he never has pressure on him. Yeah. He can sit there like a quarterback with no pass rush, but you put a guy like De'Aaron on him, and then you get all of a sudden Draymond Green has pressure on the basketball. He's not such a great passer.
And he can't put it on the floor around him either. And so I thought it was a tremendous game all around. Give the coaching staff credit. Give the players. They were locked in.
I thought we're firing Mike.
Right? I thought so too, everybody.
Get him out of here.
Hey, call us up, 916-339-1140. I want to hear you apologize to Mike Brown. And there's one more guy you got to apologize to as well. And I'm going to tell you about him in Drape's Takes coming up. Yeah.
Are we offering amnesty on that? Like, if you call and confess, you're okay. You're off the hook.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Because remember that one guy the other day we cut, and Jay's like, dude, that's the last time I'm going to let you bring a guy back on after we cut him. I don't know if I could let the Kings fans who wanted Mike Brown fired
Dr.
back
San Diego.
Yeah, Dr. San Diego. Yeah, our guy in San Diego. I don't know if I can let these Kings fans back on the bandwagon. They got to do a little bit more to earn their way back on.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Rick joins us on Sactown Sports. Hey, Rick, what's up?
Hey.
Yeah. Hello, Rick.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Just
I got you,
barely.
Rick.
Can you hear us? What's up?
Hey.
Yeah.
You know what?
What?
I mean, watching Keon little by little since he came on, that guy with more playing time, that guy just gets better and better and better. And I can honestly see this guy being our two guard or fighting for that two guard position next year, because ball on ball defensively, that guy is just as good as Davion, man on man. And the pickpockets that he was doing with Klay yesterday, and that one steal that he came from behind.
Yeah.
This guy does a lot of pickpocketing. I'll tell you what, we don't have that, with our two guards, consistently. And with him being just more seasoned and getting his confidence up with more playing time, if we don't land Malik, I'm really not that, bothered by it.
Gotcha. Thank you. It's two different types of players, but the impact, as you've said already, Drapes, the impact that Keon's made. It's not just he doesn't hurt you. I mean, he's having an impact on the game. He's helping you dramatically.
Right. He's adding something in. There's not a huge drop off. And you could argue his fit with this group is better than I expected it to be, because I wasn't sure about the offense.
He's the 3-and-D guy. We kept saying, they need Thibault, or they need Caruso. It's like they need a 3-and guy. He was here all along.
He was here, and he stood toe-to-toe, face-to-face against Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors and didn't bat an eye. That's the kind of guy I need in the foxhole with me. A guy that's not scared. And he admitted, a little nerves, and the intensity was a little more than what he expected, but he rose to the occasion. He delivered last night.
Drapes Takes are next with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports. Del Bissett.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We're looking at milky skies out there for the afternoon. We'll call it mostly sunny, though. We'll have light winds today with highs reaching the lower 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Spring savings continue at Folsom Lake Kia. Low payments, special offers, 0 down deals on approval of credit. Shop your trusted Kia dealership for over 25 years and tell them DC sent you. FolsomLakeKia.com.
Seems like all this artificial intelligence stuff stirs up the age-old debate of man versus machine. Hi, it's Dan from the Good Feet store, and let me ask you, would you let a robot cut your hair? Would you rely on an app to teach a kid to ride a two-wheeler? Let's face it, some things require the human touch. People come to us seeking a solution to foot, leg, and back pain after trying all kinds of things recommended by in-store machines or website blurbs. An impersonal, generic approach to solving a problem that's unique to you. No wonder they usually don't work. At the Good Feet store, you'll meet with an arch support specialist who will take the time to learn about your needs, your feet, your lifestyle, and then fit you from over 300 models and sizes of arch supports designed for pain relief, better balance, and more comfort. See what we can do for you with a free fitting. Just stop in or schedule an appointment. With over 200 stores, there's likely one near you. Find yours at goodfeet.com.
Everybody needs Good Feet. Elevate your golf game at Timber Creek Golf Course in Roseville. Just named to the prestigious Golfer's Choice 2024 Top 25 Public Golf Courses in all of California by Golf Pass. Timber Creek offers an unparalleled experience. Our revamped practice facility features a grass driving range, expanded putting greens, and a chipping area complete with sand traps. Whether you're a pro or just starting your golf journey, Timber Creek is the place to be. Visit us and discover why we're the talk of Sacramento and beyond. Unwind and tee off at Timber Creek Golf Course.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Tub Shed, New Dawn Treatment Centers, and Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They're in Midtown in the Cal Sutter Medical Building and also offer telemedicine appointments. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Be listening to Sactown Sports each Friday morning for the Rivercats Weekend Report with team updates and everything you'll want to know about the next exciting Rivercats homestand. Let's go, Rivercats!
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
I mean, we played them 10 times the last whatever amount of time, and I just knew kind of what my spots are going to be going into the game. So just stayed aggressive and just capitalized on that.
Keegan Murray, I love that. We played him, 10 times in the last whatever time.
I don't know, right?
Yeah. But did you see him, he's shooting those corner threes and those wing threes, but also getting the ball and then just dribbling to his spot.
Right.
And right to that foul line.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yes. And it looked like it was in slow motion, right?
Yeah,
Sometimes. But it was so effective last night.
Yes,
so effective.
Yes. Oh, it was a great game. Time to relive it as only Kyle Draper can. These are Drape's Takes.
Calm down, Lion. Calm down. Take it easy, man. Just take it easy.
Kings fans, all is right in the world. The sun is shining. The birds are chirping. The flowers are blooming. And the Warriors are 6 feet under. That's right. The dynasty is dead. And Sacramento finally ended it last night. I want to start off Drape's Takes by giving my love, our love, to our guy, Keegan Murray. Keegan Murray was the best player on the floor. And I said yesterday, Domas and De'Aaron Fox got to be two of the best three. Well, Keegan Murray said, Drapes, don't forget about me. And as the number 4 overall pick a season and a half ago, 2 seasons ago, this is what we need from him. I don't need him to score 32, but I need him to look for his shots. He took 20 shots last night, Whitey. He started off the game focused, dialed in, knocked down back-to-back triples to start off 8 threes. If the Sacramento Kings are going to make a run, Keegan Murray has to be the dude because he's the guy that takes us from a De'Aaron and Domas team to a big 3, especially with Malik out.
And if this Mike Brown program, if you will, is ever going to get anywhere near what they expect it can, then that's got to be a big part of it. Keegan Murray has to become that player full-time that we saw last night.
Right, and the thing about Keegan, 38 minutes, he also had 9 rebounds, and he hit the 8 threes, I understand that. Only 2 two-pointers, but that foul line jumper, if he keeps pushing that and pressing that, this guy can be a 25-point-per-game scorer because he has all the tools. He can knock down the 3. We've seen him now put the ball on the floor. I'd like to see a little more post-ups for this guy at some point in his career, but he just showed us that, you know what? He's going to have a bright future. I need this Keegan Murray night in and night out. I need it.
Yes, it's amazing how many shots the Kings took last night that were wide open.
Yes. You know what? And let's continue there as we continue Drape's Takes. I thought the Kings offense worked over that Warriors defense. There was one possession. It was second half. Warriors had closed back in. They went on a nice little run, got back into the game. They were in rotation. This one possession I'm thinking of, and Keegan Murray, the guy that's been victimizing them all game long, had a wide open corner 3. You remember that one? And the Kings worked it around. That was perfect execution. And the Warriors didn't lose this game, Whitey. The Kings beat them, beat them down, beat them to a pulp. And here's the thing. They outscored them 27-18 in the fourth quarter. This is what I've been wanting to see from Sacramento. Listen to these numbers. 31 in the first quarter. 23 in the second quarter, that's where they dipped down, but then 37 in the third, 27 in the fourth. A more consistent effort. It just wasn't first half and then fall apart second half. I thought from start to finish, outside of that little run that the Warriors went on at the end of the second, I thought the Kings were fantastic.
I was talking to a Warrior fan or two who said, wow, the Warriors were flat, and they did look that way. But this is something I've learned watching good teams and bad teams. A lot of times when you look flat, it's because you are flat out getting beaten by the other team.
It's the other team making you look flat.
Yes.
And the Warriors had no answer because when you look at their offense, the Kings' rotations were as tight as I've ever seen them this season because you had to not only shade on Steph Curry, maybe sometimes double him, but you also had to retreat back and cover your man. They were on the string last night, and De'Aaron says maybe it wasn't the best defensive, but I thought it was from start to finish. There really wasn't any letdown. Maybe the end of the second, but they were locked in the entire game.
There was one possession in particular as you're talking there. I'm remembering the Kings are rotating and the Warriors, there's like multiple players like pointing. Like you go on offense.
Yes. Right.
Because on offense. No, you go there. No, you throw it to him.
Yes, exactly.
That's how much pressure the Kings were putting on them.
And, when you look at the Kings as we continue Drape's take, I look at the turnover battle. That's something we talked about yesterday. To beat the Warriors, you got to turn them over. They turned them over 16 times and scored 20 points off those turnovers. Conversely, Whitey, how about the job the Kings did taking care of the ball? Only 8 total turnovers as a team. That was massive last night, I thought.
Yeah, the whole possession battle, and we talked about it yesterday in the offensive rebounds. It was not even a fair fight.
Right.
You get all the numbers, some of us enjoy box scores more than others, but it was like, Mike Brown was looking at it last night like, wow, we did really well.
Yes. Yeah, you talk about the offensive rebounds. The fact that you had 15 offensive rebounds and Domantas Sabonis only had 1. He only had 1. This is the leading rebounder in the NBA, leading offensive rebounder in the NBA, and he only had 1 offensive rebound. It was gang rebounds. Like everybody was doing a great job defensively with the rebounds. Where's Jay at? I need my music, baby. I'm not done yet because here comes the hottest Drape's take of them all. Get off my boy Monty McNair's back. Monty McNair has done a hell of a job, Sacramento. I heard all you guys talking about, he didn't do nothing last offseason. He didn't do anything at the trade deadline. I went back and watched the game last night, watched some of the highlights, and I looked at the guys we had on the floor. It is night and day from where we were 3 years ago. Like, we actually have an NBA roster. Keegan Murray. He found Keon Ellis. Davion Mitchell. We know about De'Aaron, but bringing Domantas Sabonis here, Trey Lyles, Alex Len. Like, we have an NBA roster, and everybody wants to get on Monty McNair's. How quickly we forget Sacramento, where we were 3 years ago before Monty McNair got here. We had a bunch of not even G League guys. We had lifetime pickup guys playing ball for us. Monty McNair has revamped this team, has revamped this roster, and I think we need to give him some flowers. Him and Mike Brown, we need to give him their flowers today, Whitey.
Is this team right now better than they were last year? I'm not trapping you. I'm asking you an honest question because I think they are.
I think with a healthy Monk and Herter, yes, I would say yes. And I've always thought that because when you look at the Western Conference, everybody wants to talk about the bad losses. You have 46 wins. Last season, as great as it felt, let's keep it real, 48 wins in that weak Western Conference might have been an underachievement if I'm being honest. We had 46, and we had to battle the likes of Dallas is much better this year. New Orleans much better. All these teams are much better, and we still got 46. Give Monty McNair his due, man. It just upsets me, and it hit me last night as I was watching it, and then this morning, it's like, look at this roster from when I first got here in December of 2020 to where we are now. It's night and day. I think we need to give Monty McNair some credit, man, because and I understand we haven't done anything yet. We haven't made the playoffs yet. But if we handle our business on Friday, that's back-to-back trips to the playoffs. Mike Brown and Monty McNair, they deserve some credit.
That would be, honestly, and people throw this word around all the time, it would be incredible, and they're that close to doing it.
They are that close to doing it, and then you go into OKC, and you got a puncher's chance. And so I just wanted to give Monty some credit because I feel like he's sort of been a scapegoat, the whipping boy as of late.
I've been critical. I admit, I certainly have been.
But then, like I said, it hit me as I'm actually watching it. I'm like, dang, we got some NBA, like from where we were 2.5, 3 years ago. It's night and day. So that's Drape's Takes. It's brought to you by Alsco Uniforms. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. I'm all hot and sweaty now. You got me all.
We said it yesterday, and it was plain to see. One of the ways the Kings could beat the Warriors is if they won the possession game, which is, some people say, oh, it's around the margins. You want to make sure you limit their offensive rebounds. The Warriors are a good offensive rebounding team. And as you said, during Drape's Takes, the turnovers, they turn the ball over a lot. So you want to make sure they turn the ball over, and you want to limit your turnovers.
Yep.
And as Scott Marsh said, when we talked to Scott Marsh in the High Flyer, you want to make them turn the ball over and also make sure you capitalize on that. 16 turnovers for the Warriors. Kings scored 20 points off of that. So when you add all of that up, and it was, as I say, Mike Brown looking at it, is like, oh, we did pretty well there. It's like you're playing chess or whatever game. Extra possessions means you get extra turns.
Yes.
Just think how much easier a game is if you're playing somebody's like, it's my turn again. Last night, field goal attempts. The free throws were fairly close. They shot 8 more. But field goal attempts last night. Sacramento 98, Golden State 80. 18 more shots on goal.
Yeah. You do that, you're going to win. And that's what we saw last night. And you made 8 more threes than them. And they went to the line more. Yes. But the Kings knocked down their free throws last night. Let's give them some credit for that, too.
Second chance points. Warriors 9, Kings 25.
25 second chance points on 15 offensive rebounds. And ultimately, I thought that was the story of the game. It seemed like every 50-50 ball, every loose ball went the Kings' way, man. And it felt like their night last night. And so that it was beautiful basketball to watch, because how many times have we watched Kings basketball and it's the other team getting 2 or 3 possessions? Heck, last year against the Warriors, Looney and those offensive rebounds and keeping possessions alive and firing out to Steph. The Warriors as a team, only 8 offensive rebounds. And let's see, Looney, who was supposed to be this Domantas Sabonis kryptonite, only played 8 minutes. Come on, man. Domas dominated Looney and Trace Jackson-Davis, that matchup.
Domas chased Trace Jackson-Davis off the floor. We tried to tell Bonte that was going to happen.
Right. And 10 minutes for Trace Jackson-Davis. And they went small with Jonathan Kuminga at the 5 or Draymond at the 5. That didn't work either. And so are we going to talk about Klay Thompson today, too? Can we get some Klay Thompson? We don't have to right now, Whitey, but Klay Thompson, he's on a milk carton right now. He's been missing, and they're looking for him. And so I thought Klay going 0 for last night was huge as well.
Yeah, more on Klay Thompson, his uncertain future, how that could impact Malik Monk's future as well. And have the Kings ever lost to the same team 6 times in one season? We'll look at that as we look ahead to the Pelicans Friday night. It's the Drive, guys, on Sactown Sports.
It was a beam unlike any beam we've seen.
It's a Warriors 3, no good. Rebounded by Kessler Edwards, and that will do it. You hear the thunderous light the beam chant in the background.
It was a win to remember.
If the horn sounds and the Sacramento Kings have won.
The season still has more life left in it, and the Kings are off to New Orleans for another win-or-go-home game. It's the Kings and the Pelicans. Friday night at 6:30, right here on your home for Sacramento Kings basketball. Sactown Sports.
Lowe's knows pros need the right tools for every job. That's why we sell the largest in-store selection of Klein tools anywhere. Find new items like the self-leveling green laser level for just $159.98. Plus, shop the Connect pass-through socket set for $49.98, which you can only find at Lowe's. Shop Klein tools in-store and online today, because Lowe's knows tools. Lowe's knows pros.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
Are you stressing about your IRS tax problems? Have you received notices from the IRS threatening to garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, or seize your property? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has tax attorneys and enrolled agents that are ready to fight for you. They have saved millions for taxpayers just like you. Allies Tax Relief can help put a stop to IRS collections and, most importantly, negotiate your tax debt. Here's Brenda, a happy client of Allies Tax Relief.
I owed the IRS around $57,000, and they're about to start garnishing my paychecks. I heard a commercial on the radio about Allies Tax Relief, so I thought I'd give them a call. After a day, they were able to at least stop the garnishments, and after a few months of negotiations, I walked away owing the IRS only $301.
If you owe the IRS, call Allies Tax Relief right now for your free consultation. Call 800-230-5174. 800-230-5174. That's 800-230-5174.
At Fasteners Inc., we believe adding quality power tools to your lineup shouldn't break the bank. That's why we're hosting the biggest Milwaukee tool sale of the year in Sacramento. On top of insane deals on Milwaukee power tools, all Milwaukee pack-out storage boxes, hand tools, and tool accessories will be 25% off. So come on down on April 27th to the Milwaukee Tool Sanity Sale at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet on Power Inn Road in Sacramento. For more info, visit fastenersinc.net.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, what's going on for Ram Truck Month?
We are very excited to be celebrating 75 years in business by doing what we do best, helping you get the truck you need for less. Right now, save up to $11,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cabs. And with over 500 new Rams available, you won't find a better selection in all of California.
Wow, 75 years? That is amazing.
It all started with my grandpa and great-grandpa's dream, and it's grown over the years to where we've had a chance to serve tens of thousands of customers and show them there's something special about Hoblet you just can't get at those big city auto mall dealerships.
Come experience the difference at California's #1 Ram truck dealer. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
11,000 total net savings after 5,000 factory rebates and 6,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include 2,000 Chrysler Capital bonus cash. Must finance through Chrysler Capital qualify. 500 first responder bonus cash. Must be current member of eligible first responder association. More than 5 of this total net savings. See dealer for details.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-934-9217. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-934-9217 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the network made for streaming. Well, as the A's continue this final season in Oakland, I think it's important to remember that the Coliseum has been home to some of the greatest names in the game. August 17th, before the A's play the Giants, the A's will honor Jose Canseco, Terry Steinbach, Miguel Tejada, Bill King, Dick Williams, and Eddie Juice from the Philly days as the latest members of the A's Hall of Fame.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
Whether you hood or you backpack, so sack with it. Whether you grind or you manify, so sack with it. Either the old school or new edition, so sack.
The Tribe Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
On this glorious, glorious day to be a Kings fan. I know earlier I talked about some things that I discussed yesterday that proved to be correct or, proved to be prognostic. That's not a word. But here's one area in which I was way off. Ooh. I was really worried about Clay because Clay's been shooting the ball well lately. He finished the year on a little bit of a hot streak, and we know what he's done historically against the Kings. But then last night, it's like, wow, who was that?
He looked old. I don't want to use the word washed. Maybe it was just an off night. But I kept watching, and I thought, all right, he's going to make this one. All right, he's going to make this one. All right, he's going to make this one. I said that about 10 times, and he never made it. And it was kind of painful to see because
I agree.
It's like this dude's a future Hall of Famer. So many great memories, great big shots. We know about, him erupting against the Sacramento Kings a few years ago, and it just looked like he just did not have it. Like the shot just failed him at the most inopportune times. And then it also looked like he was rushing too. Like he started pressing a little bit with his shot. And so I thought that was a big reason why Steph Curry was bottled up a little bit. The Warriors offense was bottled up. And then for Steve Kerr to keep staying with Clay, 31 minutes and change, when Moses Moody only played 15 minutes and had 16 points, Whitey.
I know.
And so
and that's after that game in November where after the game, Steve Kerr admitted, I should have played Moses Moody more.
Yes. And so the Klay Thompson era, I don't know what his contract's going to be, his demands are going to be, but I just can't see him at a $20-something million a year kind of range. Like, he might be a six-man wherever he goes now. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I'm worried that a team like, let's just say Orlando, they got this money. We love Clay. We want to give him $20 million a year. Oh, look at that. No, wow, we don't want to do that. Well, what do we do then? Ooh, Malik Monk.
Might have an impact that way. Like,
I hope not.
The Clay suitors might be like,
yeah.
We're not going to try to buy this guy.
Did you know maybe you saw this? That's a record. Clay set a new team record for most misses without a make in the postseason for the Warriors.
Really?
Do you know who had the old record?
Draymond.
Number 40, Harrison.
HB did? Ouch. Oh, man. Oh.
Harrison Barnes, who was very good last night.
Yeah, he was. Man, I should have put him in Drape's takes. I should have put him in
bonus 17, edition.
Yeah, bonus edition at Drape's takes because HB came up big when it mattered the most. The second half, he had 17 points, and I thought the one shot he had over Draymond, falling away, turning around, and somehow forced that to go in. That was indicative of the night. And Draymond just threw his hands up like, oh, that's going to go in. And so I thought Harrison Barnes was phenomenal last night. Also on the rebound, he had 2 offensive rebounds last night. I believe both in the second half. He was active out there. And so give HB his flowers too.
And that's his value on this team. He is a guy that when the offense is getting kind of gummed up, you can actually post him up or run a play for him.
Yeah. He's the issue with Harrison Barnes, Whitey, has never been talent. You know that. We know he can score the basketball. It's been aggressiveness, right? Him just blending in. And I thought last night, 11 shots, I'll take that from HB. He doesn't have to be a 15 to 20 point per shot kind of guy.
From the 3-point line.
Yeah, knocked down his threes. He went to the free throw line a few times. And so he just has to be present. He just can't be zeros out there. You know what I mean? Can't play 25, 30 minutes and go 0 for 3 with 2 rebounds. Like, he has to be present out there.
And our rule on plus minus is you never mention it unless it supports your point.
Right.
So, hey, he had a game high plus 29 last night.
Oh, he must have been the best player out there, right? I mean, it's interesting. You look at, did you see the number? 104 to 48. The Kings starters outscored the Warriors starters 104 to 48. And we're talking about a Warriors team with Steph, Clay, and Draymond starting out there. And Andrew Wiggins, my guy that I've wanted. When I got home last night, I said, you know what? I think I'm out on Andrew Wiggins now. Like, I was in on him at the trade deadline. Now I'm like, there's something more going on with Andrew Wiggins.
That's another thing that I said yesterday that ultimately proved to be not so true. Oh, Kuminga and Wiggins, they could be a real matchup problem for the Kings front court. Well, they weren't last night.
why was Kuminga like, he had that one stretch where he had 3 straight buckets, and I'm like, but he was 6 of 15 as well.
He presses sometimes, I think, when they're behind. And then also he looked to me like, wow, that's a guy he's playing like he has a bruised tailbone. You know? I don't know.
He's banged up. He's banged up.
That's not an excuse, but.
Right. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know, when I look at the Kings and what they were able to accomplish last night, we can talk about talent. We could talk about making shots, but the reason why Sacramento won that game was because of the intangibles, because of the heart, the desire, the fight, the will. And I go back to what I said earlier about the blueprint on how to play. It's not about X's and O's. It's about, and I said this about Keon Ellis, it's about being intentional with everything you do. The thing I love about Keon Ellis, he does not take any plays off. Like, the effort is always there. And I thought last night, the Kings, for the most part, for about 45 minutes, they were the same way. They didn't take any possessions off. Everything was crisp on both ends of the floor.
But they didn't just play with that emotion and that intensity, which you have to. You're right. But they, as you say, they executed.
Yes, they executed. But I'll tell you, I always quote Rick Pitino, and he would always say, talent will always win out if talent plays hard. And I thought the Kings played harder than the Warriors last night. They were quicker to the ball. The Warriors, let's be honest, they looked old last night. They looked like a team that was ready to check out.
The Kings looked like, and when's the last time we could say this? Oh, they're the more athletic, faster, stronger, younger team.
They had the spring in their step, the pep in their step. The Warriors looked like a team that knew the end was near.
The Pelicans are near. Friday night, the Kings visit the Pelicans. No Zion Williamson. As we know, the Pelicans have beaten the Kings. What is it now? 5 times?
5 times.
Yeah. So have the Kings ever lost to the same team 6 times in one season? The Sacramento Kings never have. And a lot of that is because you just don't play the same team that many times anymore. 1983-84, the Kansas City Kings went 0-8 against the Lakers in the regular season in the playoffs. But that was before they got here. So you got to go that far back. And look, the 84 Lakers were, yes, they were that much better than the 84 Kansas City Kings.
That's – but here's the thing. This Pelicans team is not that much better than us right now. Like,
I agree.
That's you got Hall of Famers you were going against back in 84, with the Lakers. I understand losing to Magic and Kareem and all those guys. I'm not losing to Jose Alvarado on Friday for a 6th time. I'm not letting Herb Jones beat me for 6. Valanciunas? Domas, you got to step up. And so I think we'll be ready for this one, man.
They're circling the wagons, and they're talking about playing without Zion and maybe playing without Ingram, who's going to play but isn't playing well. And they talked about the need to play at pace and, impose their will physically. So you're going to have 2 teams that are basically trying to do the same things to each other on Friday.
Yeah.
That's the Kings' identity now. That's how they play.
Right. And that's what scares me, because the Pelicans are a physical team. Those guys, and I'm not talking about the star players. I'm talking about the Herb Jones, the Najee Marshalls, the Trey Murphys, those guys that are super long. It'll be interesting to see, will Larry Nance play? And so it's just going to be a tough matchup, man. But like I said, I feel like the Kings found something last night against the Warriors. You exercise those demons, and then psychologically, it's like you're free now. Now you've broken through that. Now it's time to play basketball.
That win last night for the Kings, was it really, as NBA.com said, one of the most consequential wins for the franchise in 2 decades? We tackle that when we come right back. 339-1140. 1-800-920-1140. It's the Drive Guys basking in the afterglow of the big win last night on Sactown Sports.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SactownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SactownSports.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
National Ping Club Fitter of the Year, Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is introducing the straightest, most forgiving Ping driver ever with the new Ping G430 Max 10K driver. A fixed back weight, Ping's largest head profile, and a carbon fly wrap crown help G430 Max 10K launch the ball higher with less spin for consistently longer and straighter results. Schedule your fitting and see for yourself at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue to Cap City Freeway, or online at hagenoaks.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system? You were a bit surprised at how much it cost, or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
So here's a fact. 85% of the population will suffer from foot pain in their lifetime. That's almost everyone. So you'd think there'd be plenty of healthy long-term remedies, but there just aren't, right? Hi, I'm Dan from the Good Feet store. You know, people come in all the time sharing the same frustrating story. Bought this, tried that, been there, done whatever, all different kinds of things, but all with a similar result. Nothing. A discouraging and endless cycle of disappointment. If this rings a bell, don't despair. There is hope. If you think you've tried everything, you probably haven't tried Good Feet arch supports from the Good Feet store. They're designed to relieve, even eliminate, the pain commonly caused by certain foot conditions like plantar fasciitis, bunions, flat feet, and others. Plus, provide better balance and increased comfort. See what we can do for you with a free arch support fitting. Just stop in or schedule an appointment. With over 200 stores, there's likely one in your neck of the woods. Find yours at goodfeet.com.
Everybody needs Good Feet.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Have you made a mistake in your past that you want removed from your record? At the Gonzalez Law Office, we know that good people make mistakes. Restore your rights. Clear your record. Call us at 916-304-9187. That's 916-304-9187 or at saclegaldefense.com. Do you have a pending criminal case or injured in an accident? At the Gonzalez Law Office, we handle all criminal and injury cases. We don't settle for less, and neither should you. Call the Gonzalez Law Office at 916-304-9187 or visit us at saclegaldefense.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sactown Sports.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
Are the Kings actually playoff bound now? And did they last night put the final nail in the coffin of the Warriors, quote-unquote, dynasty? Before we get back to that here with the Drive guys, we got the A's on in here. Looks like obviously a little late to get down to the ballpark, but good seats available today, Dre.
Yeah, good seats still available out there. But how about this? They're 3 outs away from another win.
Woo!
What was their over-under this year? Like 40-something or something? No, like, seriously, what, they won 53 games last year or whatever it was? And
I bet you it was around 74 this year, 72.
Really?
I have to check. I'm just guessing. I don't know. I know they had last night. I saw some pictures. This might have been before the Kings tipped off. Looking at some pictures on social media of the attendance, and it looked like there couldn't have been more than maybe 800 people there. And I think they said 3,296. There's
no way. I got the A's over under 57.5.
Real 57?
Yes. They were terrible last year. What are you talking about, Whitey?
50s.
Like, seriously, look at last year. What do you think they're going to be better than they were last year?
I was just guessing they're over under, and I just forget how absolutely dreadful they were last year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to win fewer than 60 games in a major league season, but you're right. That's how bad they were. And yay, that's the team we might get. Woo!
They had 50 wins last year. 50 and 112.
Yeah. See, to me, that's almost like Wilt Chamberlain's numbers, where you go, well, that can't be
true, right?
Yeah. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Right now, it's time for Check It with TC. What's up, TC?
What? Check it out, man. What's up, Whitey Drake? What's going on?
What's up, TC?
Hey, y'all know I'm feeling good. We all feeling good. I try to tell y'all about those demons, bro, that we was about to exercise, dog, and it's here. So grab your popcorn and get ready, Kings fans. I'm serious. Don't mind. That's how it works. Hey, Kirk Cousins voice. You don't like that? Yes, we like that, bro. Dominic like that. Keon was a dog. HB showed up last night. That was a good team effort. De'Aaron Fox was the one-handed putback. Davion Mitchell. I can go through the whole team, bro. We showed up last night, dog. That might be the nail in the coffin in the Warriors. They had a fine dynasty. Everybody been saying it all day. But we was the ones that sent them home, bro. We returned the favor. I don't care about the last 5 games. We need this one game, bro, against the Pels that we going to get, bro. And we finna go on and beat Shea and Chet and make noise. I try to tell y'all, Drake, Whitey, JJ, Simone. Hey, I try to tell y'all, this year was going to be more special than last year, bro, with everything we went through to get in the playoffs and make big noise. Take it. That's all I got.
That would be
TC.
I said earlier, that would be just spectacular to see this team actually in the postseason proper.
You know what? And you know what's so crazy about this too, Whitey? And TC, he just said it at the very end. This season could turn out better than last season.
I know.
When it's all said and done, as up and down as we've been, as much, ire from the fan base we've had, if you get in and somehow find a way to beat the OKC Thunder, come on, man. Mm-hmm. One of the most improbable runs. Like, we've had people, Carmichael Dave, can't wait for this season.
How does he feel?
Yeah, exactly, right? You're one win away from actually making that playoffs and having 2 more weeks of basketball.
Fellas, there is a magical run that is set up for the Kings. If you could plan it out right, you would beat the Warriors. You could have beat the Lakers and or the Pelicans, which, the Lakers are the nostalgia team. Mm-hmm. The Pelicans have slapped you around like a little kid all season. Then on top of that, you would get probably, most people would say, the most unproven, youngest, unconventional number 1 team. You have an opportunity to beat them as well.
Yes.
Could you imagine if they go on this run, what this city is going to do?
I'm working on it. You asked me last week, I would have said, I can't imagine that.
Yeah.
But now, yes.
Pelicans with no Zion? I'm going to go on record right now.
Oh, no.
Seriously.
This is Jay.
Let's
do this.
Clip this.
If the Kings lose to the Pelicans with no Zion after playing the way they did against the Warriors, they don't deserve to have, there shouldn't even be no hand claps. You have everything ready and set up for you to beat the Pelicans.
Like
Come on, Drake.
I thought he was going another way. I thought he was going to call it.
No, I'm not. No, because this team they're too wishy-washy. They're too up and down. If there's anybody that's going to be real, I'm going to be real. Like, I can't trust Keegan to do Keegan again. I have to see it more than once. But it's all set up properly to beat the Pelicans. You playing the Pelicans with no Zion, no BI. You're not supposed to lose.
How about this? NBA.com.
Come on, Drake. You're not supposed to lose.
I hear you, but Jay, they got NBA players too. They got CJ McCollum, a guy that
don't
like
show
Michael
up.
Jordan
He doesn't show up.
us.
Never shows up.
Against us, he does.
Well, that somebody on the Kings need to do something different then, because he doesn't show up against other people during big games all his career.
They got Valanciunas that seems to
play
We're
scared of Valanciunas. Seriously, like, we have to stop. Honestly, you're missing 2 all-stars.
Well,
you're missing 2 guys that are rotational pieces.
Ingram is
but
he's good. So we don't, there's still that chance.
He looked halfway, barely walking.
Absolutely
yesterday.
Right. And they took him out at the end of the game
very quickly. Yeah. Now, BI comes out and shows all-star, pedigree, then I'll respect.
We can't stop him.
I got that.
My guy HF on YouTube said, "Did you guys forget the Pelicans already beat the Kings by 33 without Zion?"
Which is a problem.
CJ, who went off last week when they were here,
of course,
he hasn't made a basket since
because he doesn't play well when it's crunch time. It's been proven. Look at Portland. Look when the going gets tough, CJ doesn't show up. It's time, right? That they're saying the same things. I had an opportunity to speak to Andrew Lopez, who everybody's talking about, ESPN.
Yeah.
He was the only one on the whole ESPN thing. And I tried to get him on the show, but ESPN's got clamps on him, so he can't come on here locally. But he did want to say this. He's like, look, I didn't know I had that many Kings fans. Now all of a sudden I've gained like 1,000 followers. But he said, he's like, look, without no Zion, a lot of people down here don't believe they can beat the Kings again. Now, that's not his words as far as his picks, but he's saying people around there, around the organization, things like that. With that being said, and shouts out to Andrew Lopez, Solid Cat, they're looking at the Kings like, oh, here we go. The Kings are coming, and they owe us one. So why should we be panicking when they're panicking?
That's this season. Everything seems upside down, but you consider Zion's injury. Ingram has not played well since he's come back from his bruised knee. The Pelicans are now, after the last night, they're 21-20 at home.
Alvarado turned his ankle.
Did he really?
Yes.
And the way the Kings rose to the occasion, you have to expect the Kings to win the game.
You have to.
Yeah.
Guys, we're still without Malik. And Kevin Huerter, Jay. Like, this is going to be a bad. You guys are just overlooking the Pelicans all of a sudden.
I'm not.
Don't be a fan, Jay.
I'm not.
Be objective about what we see. This matchup, this is a tough matchup. It's not just CJ that gives us problems. It's not just Zion. Ingram.
Who's not there? Who's hurt?
Trey Murphy lit us up a few weeks ago.
Well, somebody got to do something for that.
6 threes in that game.
But Drapes, there's also this, and you know this. The last time they played, the Kings had a hard time stopping them, but the Kings offensively, they had a good game against the Pelicans. They were on point.
Yeah, but they gave up 50% from 3, too.
Yeah, they did. Trey Murphy shot the ball very well.
I hear you guys. I hear you. I'm just going to respect the opponent. I'm not going to throw any shade, any disrespect, or anything like that. I mean, I'm looking at the last time we played them. Trey Murphy had 27. He had 27.
As you said earlier, I think you're right on the money. The mismatch that Zion presents you with, that sets up everything else they do offensively.
You don't think Brandon Ingram is a mismatch either?
Not right now, he's not.
Not when he can barely walk.
Normally, but
he's barely walking.
When they don't even have him on the floor at the end of a game. I like that matchup from Sacramento standpoint.
Right. We'll see, man.
Maybe a couple more days of rest allows him to. Again,
that's true.
BI's an all-star. Totally understandable.
Or maybe Zion pulls a Willis Reed.
No, he's not.
No, come out there for 2 minutes, give him a couple. But Sacramento, if I'm correct, 1.5 point favorites.
They are
going into that game, and by your account, they should be going against a Zion-less Pelicans team.
Hurt Alvarado, hurt BI.
That the line is all because of Zion, right?
Yeah,
because a lot of bettors have no idea who's on the Kings. Zion's not playing. Well, then the other team's going to win.
Okay, so let me ask you this, fellas. after what we saw with the Kings, why can't we hold them to a higher standard? And why can't we expect this team to play the same way with the understanding of, okay, we know it doesn't happen every single game, but Drapes, I think what you're saying is you're saying I'm gonna respect my opponents.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the Pelicans. By all means, they slapped the Kings literally around. And if Zion was playing, I'd say no chance. Me personally. But I'm saying now that Zion is gone, hurt Alvarado, hurt BI, like these guys aren't operating at 100%. Why can't we expect it? Why should I be expecting that the Pelicans should beat the Kings?
Can we at least just expect a good, hard-fought game? That's how you acting like we gonna go down there and smack them up, Jay. Come on.
That sounds like unconfident.
No. You know what? It sounds like somebody that's believing the press clippings. One win over the Warriors don't change 82 games of what we've seen. We need to do more. We got to stay. Rick Pitino, I keep saying it, Jay.
Yep.
Poor, hungry, and driven. You're believing the press clipping.
No, I'm not.
You're walking around with your chest sticking out and everything like that. Zion and Brandon Ingram is listening to this show right now, listening to you talk some trash. Like, oh, I'm going to have buckets for them. He might go off for 40. I'm staying poor, hungry, and driven because I know this team has not accomplished anything yet.
Brandon Ingram's like, I hear those guys. I'm going,
See, I'm looking at it from the reverse side of I'm going in with confidence as I'm going to beat them. To me, Drapes, it sounds like you're a little worried about what the Pelicans can move, and that's understandable.
Right.
But
Drapes likes
I also
being the underdog in this scenario.
Yeah, but I also believe Drapes. Correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like you're not too confident in seeing the Kings do that again.
No, I think they can win. Oh yes, no doubt about it. I'm just saying.
I expect them to win.
I'm not saying that though.
Okay.
Like if I may believe that, but that's something you keep like. Dude, we haven't done anything.
Yeah.
It'd be different if we had won 5 championships. We were the Denver Nuggets. Dude, we beat a sorry Warriors team. I'm not going to be saying we're about to go down there and smack the Pelicans and without Zion, we should crush them and all this.
So I guess this is my question then. For so much confidence in what HB can do, what Keegan can do, what Keon and all these guys, what De'Aaron Fox supposed to be a all-NBA guy. Like, why aren't we believing these guys to be able to walk into New Orleans? Like, there's no disrespect to the fact that the Pelicans are banged up and they can't, they're not operating at 100%. I'm saying this, at some point in time, we need to start having expectations of these guys in the Sacramento uniform.
You don't think I have?
No, but I expect for them to go win the game against the Pelicans as hurt.
We expected it against Dallas, too.
I agree.
We expected it against Detroit, too. I expected it against Charlotte. I've been the one saying we got this. Why do you know we've sat on this show and said, you got to win this one.
Let's continue it. That's what I'm saying. Jay's on board. I'm on board now. That's what I'm saying is I've been the guy on this show that's like, I don't trust De'Aaron. I don't trust Keegan. I don't trust some of the rotational pieces. I don't trust guys that's supposed to be stars.
Now, all of a sudden.
Right now is the time. Prove me right or prove me wrong. Now I'm on the board. I'm like, listen.
The basketball gods are like laying this out for you. Like, hey,
yes, that's what I'm saying
But that's what I'm saying. But guys,
I'm going to have glass empty.
See, you guys are messed up. Sacramento Kings fans, don't listen to these two guys right here. Because we got to stay humble. How many times
how is me not expecting a win is not humble?
Because how many times have we been let down this season?
1,000.
Exactly.
Yes.
So why you haven't learned a lesson yet? Like, I've learned my lesson. I'm going to let the games play out. I'm going to stay poor, hungry, and driven. I'm going to keep my humbleness here.
Carmichael Draper.
No.
CK, that's what we going on.
You're killing me. I'm just saying, I'm going to respect. And as you guys know, and Jay, you've been around sports long enough. When one guy is out,
yes,
the guy behind him is licking his chops for his opportunity.
Larry Nance Jr.
Exactly.
Okay. So, but this is my don't worry about it. We'll go with 25. What I'm saying, Drapes, is, and let me try to clarify this. I don't want to be misunderstood. We're saying the same thing. The difference of what I'm saying is you're half glass empty. I'm a half glass full right now, right?
Nah, that's not true, Jay. You're trying to pigeonhole me and back me into a corner.
No, it's not clear why you're having such a hard time with Jay saying, I think they should win.
They should win.
He's not respecting the opponent. He's not just saying they should win. He's saying they should go to like this, please. The gods have set it up for us. We're going to go down there and handle our business. Oh, that was you. That was you. Yeah. I'm just like, yo, you know what? I'm of the belief, keep your hard hat on, keep your head down. Don't be listening to the talk shows, singing your praises. Don't be listening to people blowing smoke up your dress or anything like that. You got to stay humble. You got to I always say, you got to play the team on the name on the front of the jersey, not the back of the jersey. And too many times we've seen this Sacramento Kings team when star player Philly didn't even have Joel Embiid and they smacked this up. Or Maxey.
If they don't know that by now, then they have no business being in the playoffs.
Right. That's what my thing is.
Because you're right. That's you're absolutely right.
I'm saying here we are all season long. Somebody's been out and we've lost. So I'm not going in there supremely overconfident. Do I think we can win? Yes, but I'm not sticking my chest out and saying, yeah, we coming down there, Pelicans. We ready for you, Pelicans.
Why not?
Bring it on.
Why not, though?
I think things
that's false bravado.
Bleak.
That's false.
Okay. Things look so bleak about a week ago that just genuine confidence looks like overconfidence now compared to where we were. Where it's like, oh, boy,
we're down and downtrodden.
We hope to, we hope the Warriors don't blow us out.
I'm not over the top of saying like, oh, we're going to go out there and blow them out. Like, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is for the expectations that we have for this team, why can't we expect for this team to go out there and just I'm with you, Drapes. They played a half-ass Golden State Warriors team that was already on the way down. Totally get it. I think they had I think the Warriors, despite Steph having 50 again, had no shot last night. That was me. With that being said, the expectations of why can't we believe that we're going to go to New Orleans and win? Like, that's what I'm saying is we should have belief that in this team that they can go to New Orleans and beat a very hurt New Orleans Pelicans right now.
And what I'm saying is, it looks like the Kings have caught a break here. But that's what you need sometimes. You go back to when the Warriors won their first title in 2014-15, and people were complaining because, Kyrie was hurt in the finals. And, they played these guys, and he was out, and that guy was out. And this team they played in the playoffs, they weren't healthy. And it was true. But,
that was true. Right.
Yeah, they took advantage of it.
But and I hear you guys, and I understand having confidence. But let's keep it real. This time yesterday, we were all worried about the Pelicans. Now all of a sudden you beat the Warriors and we're like, we're the 96 Bulls. Like, come on, Jay. Like, we still have to keep our heads down and get it from the mud. We can't act like we're champagne and wine drinkers, bro. We drinking it out the can. You know what I mean? The Bud Light. We not, we drinking Mad Dog 2020, Cisco, port wine. Like, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, going.
I want our guys to be humble like that. I don't want our guys to all of a sudden be buying bottles at the clubs and things like that. I'm going to the local liquor store and buying my drink. I ain't popping bottles at the club because I got it out the mud. And I need our guys to keep that humbleness with them. They haven't accomplished the darn thing yet. So all this confidence, you weren't even confident yesterday going into yesterday's game, Jay.
Oh, yeah.
And all of a sudden now.
Jay didn't say much yesterday. I would have been told you. Yeah. And that's my thing is things have changed.
Yeah.
Things have changed. There's 40 points are off the board on Friday. Alvarado turned his ankle late in the fourth quarter, like 3 minutes left. He's hobbling right now.
Y'all sounding like them dudes down in San Francisco right now, disrespecting the opponent.
I'm not disrespecting. What I'm saying is they're hobbling right now. They're not 100%. Why would I not be looking at anybody across from? This is me. I expect to win at any point in time. No matter if you beat me. Okay, cool. I still expect to win. I'm going into every competition, every event. I don't care if we throwing jacks, we hopscotching, we playing ball. I want to win. Why don't I expect if I look across from me and see someone who's 75%, I'm thinking, yes, I'm about to go get it, especially when we have people all through the Sacramento community, Sacramento fans, who have been saying, we got all NBA guys. We got old Keegan Murray. We got Keon Ellis, who's the greatest defensive basketball player ever all of a sudden. Like, if that's the case, then I expect it. I don't want to hear when we lose.
And it's more fun to go into a game that way anyway, isn't
that's
it?
my point. My thing is
right.
If they lose now, then I'm gonna be like, oh man, what happened to the all NBA team guys that we had? They can't even beat a 75% led Pelicans team. I expect them to go in and win.
We'll see what Jerry Reynolds thinks. All-time
Yeah,
Kings
we got
icon.
Jerry Reynolds coming.
The great
Boy,
Jerry
Jakes,
Reynolds.
you killing me, man. You don't think they're gonna go in there and win?
I'm gonna wait to do my talking afterwards. Like, I don't like talking before. You gotta understand. I was the dude during the football season every week talked about the Eagles smacking y'all up on week 13 or whatever it was.
My boy Dan Campbell and company.
And you know how much humble pie I had to eat, big fella? So I'm just
You didn't have room
reserving.
in the refrigerator for all of it,
Seriously, exactly. So I've learned my lesson.
Okay, I got you.
That's all I'm saying. I've learned my lesson. I'm gonna be reserved. Do I think we can win? Yes. Do I think we should be favored? Yes. But I'm not, sticking my chest out. I'm keeping that kind of stuff to myself until after the game.
Let me do it for the drive guy.
You're not making reservations at the Skirvin just yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. I haven't booked that flight yet.
All right. Jerry Reynolds joins us when we come right back. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings did it. They eliminated the Warriors and kept their season alive.
They swing it to Keegan. Going for another one. He hits it from the line drive on the right wing. That's the 8th three-pointer that Keegan Murray has made in 13 attempts. He has 32 points.
Now, they need to do it again on Friday in New Orleans. Kings and Pelicans. Friday at 6:30 on your home of the Kings, Sactown Sports.
It's Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you want a deal that's a slam dunk, go see the winning team at Folsom Lake Ford. Folsom Lake Ford is your truck headquarters with all your American-made favorites, like America's best-selling F-Series, F-150s, and Super Duties, or spacious new Explorers and Expeditions, plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports, all in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. In the Folsom Auto Mall, you can buy any new Ford with zero down on approved credit, save big with low interest finance rates, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Check out the huge selection of inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership to see their most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. They'll help you out. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 35 years and counting.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We're looking at milky skies out there for the afternoon. We'll call it mostly sunny, though. We'll have light winds today with highs reaching the lower 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Spring savings continue at Folsom Lake Kia. Low payments, special offers, zero down deals on approval of credit. Shop your trusted Kia dealership for over 25 years and tell them DC sent you. FolsomLakeKia.com.
Welcome to a brighter future with Aztec Solar, serving Sacramento since 1980. Everyone knows that solar saves money. How much? The answer is a few clicks away. Visit yourpowersavings.com. It's fast, easy, and reliable, giving you instant insight into your potential savings.
I used to pay $400 a month to the power company, and that $400 a month added up to $48,000 over the past 10 years. That all changed when I switched to solar with Aztec Solar.
Now it's your turn to stop overpaying for electricity. Calculate your solar savings right now at yourpowersavings.com. And Aztec Solar will email or text you how much you'll save every month. Plus, we've got an exclusive offer for you. Get your solar electrical system for just $9,995 cash price after incentives. Don't wait. This deal won't last forever. Visit yourpowersavings.com today and take the first step towards energy independence with Aztec Solar.
It's a myth to think you don't play golf well enough to get fitted for golf clubs. The professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio would argue that playing the game with golf clubs properly fitted to your body and swing characteristics is the best way to improve your game and have more fun on the golf course. With a professional staff of fitters, all the major brands of equipment, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan, the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is worth a look. See for yourself, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Schedule your fitting at 916-808-2531, 808-2531.
This is Kenny and Jerry from Bell Brothers Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Everyone knows that a group of fish is called a school, but did you know a group of giraffes is called a tower? Or how about a murder of crows, a quiver of cobras, a shadow of jaguars, a shiver of sharks, or a zeal of zebras? Wild, huh? So what do you call a group of Bell Brothers plumbers? They don't fit into any of the traditional plumber stereotypes. They're clean and well-dressed. They're on time and courteous. They're well-trained and friendly. They're exactly the kind of people you'd be comfortable and confident to invite into your home. That's why we proudly call them our family of plumbers. If you need a drain cleared or any other plumbing service, we'll send one of the family right over to help you out. Call Bell Brothers at 916-444-1234, or you can find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Tug Shed, new dog treatment sensors, and Raising Cane's chicken fingers.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kip Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kip Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T level is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They're in Midtown in the Cal Sutter Medical Building and also offer telemedicine appointments. Plus, with free shipping directly to you, Revive takes the hassle out of treating low T and ED. Schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation today. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The Tribe Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
We got a big controversy here after that huge win last night. We got Drapes. Campio is picking up on what I was just kidding when I called you Carmichael Draper. He's rolling with that a little bit. But we got Drapes and we got Jay, and there's some disagreement now over how confident the Kings and Kings fans should be. about the game against the Pelicans. And anytime there's any question about the Kings Nation, how fans should feel, we bring in all-time Kings icon. He was an assistant coach. He was a head coach. He was a general manager, outstanding broadcaster, player personnel director, GM of the Monarchs. And I'm sure he thoroughly enjoyed last night. The one and only Jerry Reynolds. How are you today, Jerry?
Guys, let me tell you something. You talk about joy. Today I was just been floating around until actually still listening to you guys arguing like a bunch of old women. But I mean, truly a joyful experience beating the Warriors, and it was a terrific win. I mean, the Warriors, we can say what we want to them now that we've beaten them, but they came in winning 9 of their last 11. Certainly come in on a much bigger high note than the Kings, but it was just a marvelous performance by everybody and the coaching staff. So joy, joy, joy in Kingsland. That's all I got to say.
Jerry, when you watched that game last night, what stood out to you, I guess, the most? Was it, the others, not the star players, but guys like Keon and Keegan stepping up, or was it the defense? Like, what did you notice last night?
Well, number one, it was the defense, certainly, but I haven't said that very quickly. I mean, Keon, Keegan, and Harrison Barnes were the keys to the win. Domas and Fox did what Domas and Fox do. But those guys were the difference makers. But the defense was terrific. I mean, I think the guard line with, of course, Keon and De'Aaron, who's become an outstanding defender, and then, of course, Davion, just a lot of pressure. Curry was having a tough time getting bad shots. And that's, all-time great, and he clearly is that first ballot Hall of Famer. And he had a tough time getting any offense going, which of course the Warriors aren't nearly the same when he's not the same.
Jerry, I was a little surprised because I know that Draymond had said, and a lot of people looked at these two teams and said, wow, they know each other well. There aren't going to be a lot of surprises. But to me, it looked like the Warriors really were surprised by how much pressure the Kings were putting on the basketball. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I do agree with that. That's exactly right. I think they came in expecting to see the Kings team that they saw defensively early in the year, when clearly they haven't played them since early in the year and last year, and where the Kings just basically tried to outscore everybody. But really in the last month or so, I mean, this team has just really gotten better defensively. And, I mean, you've got guys who can defend. I mean, Keegan Murray is terrific for a second-year player. He can defend several positions. And then, like I mentioned the guys before, so, I mean, Domas can't really protect the rim, but there are not many centers that can switch out on wing players and willing to do it. and put the kind of energy it takes to go out there on the floor and double and try to help back. So, yeah, it's very impressive effort defensively. And I think Coach Brown and the staff, I mean, they deserve a lot of kudos.
Jerry, what about Keegan offensively, dropping 32, 8 threes? What did you like about what you saw from him last night?
Well, he set the tone early. I thought he came out there and which is a little bit of a surprise. I mean, he came out and told the Golden State Warriors, I'll be here for the full game, fellas. And was aggressive and took shots and created shots. And so, he was, I kind of think he was the star of the game personally, even more than Keon, because the 32 points, and he was outstanding defensively too. Young star in the making. I don't think there's no doubt in my mind. Maybe others, I don't know. I've heard people criticize him because he doesn't have a lot of emotion. I said, well, you wouldn't have liked Tim Duncan much either.
Jerry, I know you were on with us much earlier in the season, and you suggested that Keegan was having a little bit of a hard time, or he was having to adjust to having to take more shots, whereas last year he only took the shots he was comfortable with. Does it seem like he has gotten more comfortable with a larger offensive role? How important has that been to his growth?
Well, I think he has, and certainly he's more comfortable creating his own shot, looking for it. I don't think the first year he just never did that. He took what was given to him by his teammates and or defense, and so he's really becoming, a more offensive-minded weapon, and not just counting on making threes. So just a lot of reasons to be positive is what I would say.
Yeah, you're right about that. The great Jerry Reynolds joining us. Jerry, no Malik, no Kevin Huerter. As a coach, what's your message when guys go down like that? Do you lean on your star players? Is it next man up? Is it everybody has to lift up the load? What would you say to the team?
Well, I think in this case, it is all of that. But, I mean, in play-ins or playoffs, it's a little different. You get more rest, generally. I mean, and you're telling your starters or your key guys, okay, next man up. But you guys are going to be playing more, and that's what we're seeing. The starters are playing big minutes. Well, okay, they can do that. Difference between 35 and 39, it's not going to kill them. They're capable of it. We're seeing that, and they can play at a high level, and they need to. I mean, you don't have Huerter and Monk. Davion's got to play more, and of course, maybe the most important thing, it's now we know Keon Ellis is more than just a guy. He's a baller.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we're talking to Kings icon Jerry Reynolds. To that point, Jerry, you obviously have been involved in scouting and drafting. I know it always, after the fact, after a guy's established, it seems like it's unthinkable that a guy would not have been drafted. But a guy like Keon Ellis, in your experience, how does a guy like that go undrafted?
Well, he had a kind of a different route. He went to junior college, which sometimes hurts players. Of course, a lot of great players have done that, but that then getting to Alabama and really wasn't, known for his scoring, but was the defensive player of the year. The answer to the question is he should have been drafted.
Yeah.
How's that? The NBA, it's not a science, and some of the best players. Well, like I say, when your two-time MVP was 41st pick, that tells you something. Mm-hmm. And of course, we can go back to Kings days when Jimmer Fredette was a lottery pick and Isaiah Thomas was 60th last pick in the draft, and later on had a near MVP caliber season with the Boston Celtics, as Kyle knows. So, anybody thinks they got it figured, it is either just lying or ignorant, one or the other.
Jerry, as we turn to Friday, man, I'm respecting the Pelicans. I know they're banged up. These guys here, Jay and Whitey, they're already preparing for OKC. I'm trying to stay humble and be like, nope, the name on the front of the jersey is more important than the name on the back of the jersey. How do you see Friday shaping up?
Well, I got to tell you, Kyle, I'm on your side. Those two guys, man, you're going to have to get control of that station down there, because I haven't forgot the 5 butt whippings that the Pelicans put on the Kings, and with key players out on each one of them. And so, I am optimistic. I really am. I believe the Kings can, and I believe they will win. But to go in there just like, oh, we're going to roll these guys. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, there's a rolling done, but it wasn't by you.
Jerry, as you know, I'm very close with Coach Kurd. Should I send him a thank you note for not playing Moses Moody whenever they come here, because he plays great and they don't play him?
Yeah, I think he should trade him to the Kings. That's my personal opinion.
We'll take him.
I like that guy. I mean, I think he'd be a wonderful fit. Can make shots. He can defend. And, obviously he can adjust to not playing much at times. So I'm, tell you, I know you're close with Coach Kerr, so you might get that done. Could help them get rid of a guy they don't really want to play, and help the Kings.
Isn't this incredible, this whole season, where last week it looked like, oh, well, and now there is reason to think it's very reasonable to think that they're in the playoffs next week. It's incredible, Jerry.
Well, I think they can get there, and I think, and against Oklahoma City, I'll be about as silly as you and Jay. I think they can. I think they can go in there with some confidence. I like the matchups there a little better, to be honest with you. But I mean, now of course having Zion out, that is different. I was watching them play the Lakers last night. One of the most amazing things I've ever seen. LeBron took a charge on Zion. And Zion knocked him backwards like a rag doll.
Wow.
And I guarantee you, LeBron, you can say when he got up, was thinking, holy cow, that ain't, I've never been in that situation.
Jerry, I'll let you go on this, from my vantage point. Can we give Mike Brown, and I'm going to include Monty McNair, their flowers, because I feel like, there's been some heat on there. The fans have been, really agitated at the way this season has gone. But to win 46 games in this West, and you look at the roster where it is today versus 3 years ago, those guys have done a hell of a job, Jerry.
Yes, they have. And, all I'm saying is, my goodness, this franchise is lucky to have them. This fan base is lucky to have them. They're very good at what they do. Certainly, I'd like for Monty to be able to trade for Joel Embiid, but it's very difficult. But I mean, just finding a guy and signing a guy like Keon Ellis before it looked like it was a good idea, that's a stroke of genius as far as I'm concerned. And, of course, Coach Brown and his staff, they've done outstanding work, and this is a work in progress. We've talked before. I never thought this team was a contender. It's a work in progress. Next year it could be, but I'm hoping to be wrong. And I'll measure for a ring if necessary. But I just very, very pleased with where this is going. I mean, and I sat there and badmouthed them when they lost to the Hornets, and I badmouthed them when they lost to the Pistons, and they deserved badmouthing. But overall, the joy of last night is still with me, fellas.
Yes.
And so. Yes. I've been so joyful all day. I even patted Mrs. Reynolds on the butt once, and so.
Oh, wow! Hello. You get a little frisky out here.
Just a little frisky.
Well, you're the best. Thank you. I'll be in touch. Thanks, Jared. We hope to talk to you again soon.
All right. Good days ahead, buddies.
Yes, sir. Yes, thanks, Jerry.
Nobody like him.
Yeah.
Never has been, never will be. When we come right back, look what you've done now, Sacramento. Dub Nation today is a divided nation. Next, with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Can Mike Brown build on last season's Coach of the Year award? Can the Kings exceed 48 wins?
We will be better prepared to make the run that we expect to run come next playoff.
Tune into every Kings game this season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Arnold Law Firm.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Thursday will start off mild with temperatures in the mid-50s. We'll see increasing high clouds in the afternoon with a high close to 80 degrees and light winds. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down in a heartbeat. So remember to be a little more alert on the road and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Pros, save big every day when you buy in bulk at Lowe's. Save 10% on bulk purchases of select roofing shingles. Plus, save an extra 5% every day on eligible purchases when you use your Lowe's business credit card. Visit us in-store or online for low prices on the materials you need. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. 5% offer subject to credit approval. Exclusions and terms apply. See store or Lowe's.com/credit for details. U.S. only.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
Hey there, wanted to take a moment of your time so I could talk to you about insecurity. I could talk to you about confidence. I could talk to you about girth. Yeah, what? Girth? Yeah, okay. Let me tell you about the Upsize Clinic at upsizematters.com. My good friend, Dr. Jack, and his friend, Dr. Pash in San Francisco, have a safe, effective, long-lasting doctor-performed procedure. It's non-surgical. Virtually pain-free. Now listen, girth is consistently ranked as the most important attribute. What Dr. Jack and Dr. Pash are offering is a free consultation. The procedure can be done on the same day as your consultation and get that confidence back. Reset in the bedroom with your partner. Financing is available. It's very private. It's very discreet. Available in Roseville with Dr. Jack and San Francisco with Dr. Pash at upsizematters.com. That's upsizematters.com.
Whether you prefer thrills or serenity, the 2024 Accord from Elk Grove Honda delivers both. With Honda Sensing Standard, the 2024 Accord is once again a winner of the 2024 Car and Driver's 10 Best Cars, making Honda the winningest brand in car and driver award history. Drive a 2024 Accord Hybrid and see for yourself what the fuss is all about. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day. And smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
You're going to feel a puff of air.
Jong's Optometry has set their sights on staffing up.
Try the next line. Hey, Kim, can you tell our 2 o'clock we're running 15 behind? Sorry, we're a bit backed up today.
He needs an optometric technician to keep an eye on it all.
Where are the dilation drops?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Thanks to the great Jerry Reynolds for joining us. Thank you for being with us today on this auspicious day to be a Kings fan. Got to be honest, Jerry has one foot in both camp, doesn't he? He's like, I'm with you, Kyle, but those guys kind of are talking me into it a little bit. So he definitely made it clear that he publicly was leaning more towards you.
Yes, towards me. He started off by saying, I tend to agree with Kyle.
Yes, he
exactly.
did.
And I didn't hear anything else he said after that. I'll be honest. I just knew he took shots at you and Jay. And so, Jerry Reynolds, he's an icon. And you guys are going against what an icon is saying?
Well, we just said what we said. He went against us.
Oh, all right.
But the thing is, his point, I believe Jay said he had a little chat with him, before we brought Jerry on the air. And Jerry's point is, it's hard to argue. He says, this team, you just don't know with this team.
You just don't know, right?
Just don't know.
And that's my point. Like I've fallen for the banana in the tailpipe all season long. I've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, all of that. And I just know that the moment you start thinking you've arrived, that's when you get smacked back down and you get served some Hubble pie. And it's sort of like the 49ers, Niners fans were talking all last year. Then they got to the Super Bowl and lost. And now they got an off season where they got to eat humble pie. And
How is it like 49ers? I don't I don't see the connection.
Niners fans are doing all the talking and everything.
Eagles fans did a lot of talking
Exactly,
too.
and I had to humble myself, and I had to eat it, and it tasted nasty. It was gross. And I'm just saying now, you know what? I think my guys are going to win, yes. But the Pelicans will be a tough test. I'm hoping we win. Should be a good game. And afterwards, I'll be talking my smack.
I know we don't care about other teams, but this is interesting to me that after yesterday, and we know what Warrior fans have had to say about the Kings and Sacramento and Kings fans, Warrior Nation, Dub Nation, they're having a tough time today. They, among other things, they're talking about now, I saw on social media, there's this whole debate about, they tried to blame it all on Jordan Poole. Well, what happened when Jordan Poole was here? They won a championship. Now they get rid of Jordan Poole, and what happens? They don't even get out of the play-in.
Is that what they're talking about down there?
Some are, yes.
No way.
Jordan Poole, yeah.
Jordan Poole being brought into this whole situation?
The way that they decided with Draymond, and they traded Jordan Poole. Some fans think that they're making Jordan Poole the fall guy. They tried to fix the chemistry by siding with Draymond. They bring in Chris Paul, who was too old. And what did it get him?
So they're imploding down there, right? They're
tough times,
they're
man.
having some tough times. They're pointing fingers at everybody. Steve Kerr, Mike Dunleavy Jr., Draymond, Jordan Poole, the absence of him. I love it. Isn't it beautiful, right?
It is.
They're in turmoil right now.
Right.
They're in turmoil.
They're going, that beam is stupid. And you're like, yeah.
It is.
Look at it. You know why we're shining it? Because we won. Because you lost.
Hey, Jay. Do me a phone. Jay's on the phone. Dude, I'm about to say, call Bonte up. Let's get Bonte might be still crawled up in bed right now.
He might be.
And
as hard as you work, he does what you do, plus he does it on a morning show.
Yeah, he does that morning show. It is crazy. I wonder where Bonte is, because he's been silent. He's been quiet out here. And I know he got to be hurting. You're texting him. I'm FaceTiming him, Whitey.
Okay.
I'm FaceTiming him right now. Let's see. Hold on.
Kyle Draper is FaceTiming Bonte Hill.
Yeah, let's see if he answers.
We don't duck no smoke, man.
You better tell me he's on the air.
He's like, hey, you're on the air right now, baby. I'm on the air with Whitey doing the show. How you doing? How you feeling?
Hey, Kyle, I feel good, Kyle. Just know I got my po' boys, my jambalaya, my pot of gumbo ready on Friday.
Oh, all of a sudden you're a Pelicans fan now, huh? You tell him we calling him next. Hey, we're about to call Jay, calling you right now to come on, okay? Answer the phone when he call. Answer the phone. Go ahead, Jay. Hook it up. Bonte. Yeah, we're going to take a quick break, Whitey. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, take a quick timeout. We'll see if Bonte will answer the call. Also, this season can still be better for the Kings than last season was. We'll dive back into that with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Grab the keys to a new fuel-efficient Toyota. Take on this new season in California with incredible MPG and peace of mind. Toyota has more hybrids and plug-in hybrids than any other brand, so hit the road with fewer fill-ups and legendary dependability. Just announced, get 0% APR plus $2,500 bonus cash, or get the lowest lease payments of the year on the all-electric BZ4X. Toyota, Let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Ends 4/30/24.
Skeeter here, Field Tech, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District. Hey, it's my favorite week of the year, Mosquito Awareness Week. Yep, the spring and warm weather means the little suckers are starting to breed and bite. Gotcha! So it's time to fight the bite. Once a week, drain standing water from flower pots, bird baths, dog dishes, and at dawn and dusk, start using insect repellent outside and wear long clothes, because these skeeters are out for blood.
The Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you it's time to fight the bite. For more information, go to fightthebite.net.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this, because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-934-9217. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes, and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-934-9217 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217.
ZZ Top, the Elevation Tour. Friday, May 3rd, 7:30 p.m., the venue at Thunder Valley with special guest, Foghat. Oh, I'm back. ZZ Top, playing all their classic hits. The venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com.
Jiffy Lube has a special promotion going on right now. Simply purchase a Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change at Jiffy Lube and receive a $25 e-gift card from popular brands for food, gas, and more. It's that easy. Simply purchase a Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change and receive a $25 e-gift card. So basically, going to Jiffy Lube can get you a free lunch or a pizza for dinner. That's what we call added value for the consumer. That's why Jiffy Lube is #1 in the greater Sacramento area for oil changes. Visit jiffylube.com for more details and valuable coupons today.
It took 4 quarters of locked-in effort, intensity, and focus to knock out the Golden State Warriors.
Connor Shakes trying to create a step back, and he scores it! Boy, you talk about earning a bucket. Steve Kerr will take time out.
Now the Kings head to Louisiana to see if they can take another win-or-go-home game. Kings and Pelicans, Friday at 6:30, right here on your home for the Sacramento Kings. Sactown Sports. KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
Because we are, we're classy and we're concerned about people. We're going to try to take the temperature of the Bay Area today. See how they're doing, right? Because we care.
I think they're in their feelings right now. They're mourning today. Yeah. Jay, we don't want no more Bay Area music being played. I don't want no E40, no Loonies, no Souls of Mischief. I'm all about Mystical, Lil Wayne, Juvenile. I'm on to New Orleans. I'm not worried about those clowns out there in San Francisco anymore. They're on the baseball season out there. They're talking NFL draft today in San Francisco. They're worried about, hockey down there, whatever else they got going on. The Blue Angels flying over. They're not talking basketball. Their team is done Bonte Hill, what were y'all talking about today now that basketball is over for you, big fella?
That's one hell of a promo, man. That's some of your finest work. That's some of your finest work, man. But, we are in mourning. We are in mourning. And Whitey, you would know very well you were part of this dynasty. You took your talents back up to Sacramento. I know you felt sorry for the 916, but Whitey, we do miss you. I'm sorry that you have to sit there and hear that gibberish from Mr. Draper, but you know what? It's a tough scene, man. It was tough watching the inevitable, and it happens to everybody. It happened to the Celtics. It happened to the Lakers. It happened to the Spurs. It happened to the Bulls. It didn't end. And to see my guy Klay Thompson walk off the court without hitting one shot, not getting one bucket, knowing how these fans are down here, I said, dear Lord, man, we're going to be talking about this for many, many days. So baseball season, look, the Giants win a series against the Marlins, and let me tell you, Draper, we don't care because this is a basketball market, and we want to reclaim what's ours, which is the entire NBA, and we will do what we got to do to get back to the mountaintop, Draper.
Bonte, let me ask you, is it true? I saw some of this on social media that you got some fans down there that are saying, oh, this is what happens when you try to blame everything on Jordan Poole. Is Dub Nation divided today over making Jordan Poole a fall guy?
Oh, the hindsight is 2020 because all last season, I know I defended Jordan Poole. I said, man, if that's a bad year and he's giving me 20, I'll take that and work with it. And oh, by the way, since March 1st, Jordan Poole averaged 22 and 6 assists per game. He started shooting 36% from three and 44 from the floor. So all of a sudden, everybody's talking about, well, we need a guy who could dribble, drive, penetrate, break down defense. Well, we had him. And we traded him for a 38-year-old point guard who we didn't use yesterday, who the Warriors didn't use, Chris Paul. He only played 18 minutes. You think he's happy about that? So that's what the Warriors need. It's a crossroads offseason. You don't want to do what the San Francisco Giants did by extending Brandon Crawford and Brandon Belt and all the old guys who won World Series. It will set you back. So I know Joe Lacob, the owner of the Warriors, he's about winning and winning only. He will do what it takes to win. He's not going to pay that tax and pay for a $400 million roster that doesn't make it out to play a tournament. So I expect some changes, and I expect the Warriors to reclaim Northern California. You guys have fun with that playing game, like I told you guys earlier. I'll enjoy my boys and my spicy gumbo with the hot meat over the final. Oh, Draper, just for you, baby. I'll save some jambalaya on the side.
Hey, y'all don't have that flavor in San Francisco, first of all, Bonte. Don't try to claim New Orleans food. Y'all ain't got that flavor out there. But I want to get you on record. Is the dynasty over?
This current iteration of the Golden State Warriors, I think it's all done.
Dude, you sounded like Gavin Newsom over there. This iteration on this day when the weather is like this. And
hey, Draper, I could be real presidential. You know what I'm saying? So, you got to. But no, seriously, I think this version of the Warriors, we have to say goodbye to it. They're too small in every game, even if they're playing at an athletic disadvantage every single game, and you simply can't win NBA games at a high level without too many athletes on the floor. Sacramento, whether it's Keon Ellis, who I really like, Keegan Murray picking up full court on Steph Curry, De'Aaron Fox, Monk, even Harrison Barnes. He's as athletic as Andrew Wiggins, and Andrew Wiggins is the second most athletic player on the team outside of Jonathan Kuminga. And maybe I'm shortchanging TJD here, but they couldn't get the loose balls all season long. 50-50 balls. They couldn't defend the three-point shot. They turned the ball over left and right. It's just the makings of an old core and a team that is just getting old, and their youngsters are just not quite in their prime years yet. That's a recipe for disaster and a recipe for mediocrity in the NBA.
Bonte Hill with us. He, of course, is he's the Kyle Draper of the Bay Area, does Warriors pre and post on
He's Drapes Light. He's Drapes Light down there.
Could you please, because I know, on the game, I know you guys talk to Steve Kerr's on the station all the time, and I know you hang out with Coach Kerr. Could you please, on behalf of all Kings fans, just tell him how much we appreciate the fact that he doesn't play Moses Moody more because he kills the Kings and they don't put him in the game. So please thank him for us, Bonte.
Well, I don't know if I will because a lot of people are not happy about his rotation. That has been a constant theme for 2 straight years with Steve Kerr. Play the young guy, play this guy, play that guy. But when you got a bunch of guys who are inconsistent, that's a tough job. Who do you know who's hit? How do you have a true feel of the game because one guy may be balling the previous night and he may not have it the next night.
Yeah.
Moses Moody definitely should have got more playing time. I don't get it, especially when you draft him 14 overall. And I watched Trey Murphy III, who's getting ready to light y'all up on Friday night. He goes 17 overall. And I'm thinking, man, Trey Murphy III would look good in the Warriors uniform, but I'm not sure how much Steve Kerr would have used him. So he had his work cut out for him this season, man. Not enough Moses Moody, not enough TJD. It's a lot of tears right now, Draper. You keep laughing at me, Drake. I know you and your kid like to be, and Whitey's up there close thinking, oh, I jumped ship. I went to the market at the right time. It's okay. The Warriors will be back. We will be back. Big Brother's still here.
Big Brother is still here. Big Brother's only about 10 years old, first of all. Let's not act like Big Brother been around for 30, 40 years and is a dynasty or anything like that. Let me ask you, Bonte, man, because you started off talking about your boy Clay. Is he done? Is it? And it's not just a money thing. What do you? And I know he met with reporters today and said he's not talking about his future or anything like that. He has plenty of time to decide. But what do you think happens with Clay?
That's $1 million question, right? And, I kind of look at it both ways here. With this system, is this system best suited for Klay Thompson, the ready-react system where you have to have multiple off-ball movements here? Is that best for him when you don't have a lot of guys who can create shots on the half court for the Warriors? You got a lot of guys who are one-way players or specialty players. Is that best suited for Klay Thompson? But I wouldn't say he's washed. When he came off the bench, how about this? Post All-Star break, whether he started or came off the bench, Klay shot 41% from three and 45% from the floor. He had better shooting percentages than Stephen Curry post All-Star break. Post All-Star break, Steph only shot 36% from three. Klay was around 41%, 45% from the field. Steph Curry was barely over 40%. He was at around 41.5% post All-Star break. So Steph struggled with his shot. Klay got rolling, and he gave you 18 points a game. When did we start scoffing at 18 points a game in the NBA? One of the best shooters in the league who I dare teams to leave open. It's a reason why the Kings was pressing up on him, why the Pelicans was pressing up on him. So Klay is still a valuable piece in this league. I know other teams are interested in Klay Thompson. They always wondered, hey, what's going on with Klay? We can use another shooter. The NBA is about pacing and spacing and having three-point shooters. So if the Warriors allow Klay to walk, I think that's going to do it. That's a disaster because this team doesn't have much shooting. Klay is still one of their best shooters outside of Stephen Curry. So the whole Klay and wash narrative, look, he had a bad game. And I hope one game doesn't wash away from all the good he did post All-Star break. It was bad last night, but I wouldn't say Klay Thompson is cooked. He's still a very serviceable NBA player.
So, B, as you know, Ingram is hobbled. They took him off the floor last night. He's got a couple days to rest up, but he's hobbled. No Zion. So you figure what? The Kings win Friday by 5, 10, more than 10? I mean.
You know what? As much as I'm joking about po' boys and beignets, and I'm always looking for an excuse to eat some Belbo. You can see me. I'm getting bigger and bigger and bigger by the day because I'm eating all that soul food. It's pretty good. But I do think the Kings are in a good spot. The Zion news is major. And Brandon Ingram doesn't have his timing yet. He just got back. To just get back and have to play in high-leverage situations like he did the first two games against the Lakers, he's not going to be ready to roll for this pace that the Kings will bring it to the table. And I love Keon Ellis, who can disrupt C.J. McCollum. You could trap him like you did Stephen Curry. Now, you got to watch their shooters, of course, from New Orleans. I actually think the Kings have a real good shot to advance to the first round. And you know what? Who knows what can happen against OKC?
Yeah.
I watched that last Tuesday game when they were up 19 at the half against OKC, and they got 3-point crazy. Will the depth catch up to the Kings? We shall see, but I do like the Kings' chances. All seriousness, I like their chances Friday night against the Pels.
That's
all right, Bonte. Oh,
yeah.
Kings fan Bonte Hill saying he likes.
Don't go too far.
Bonte.
I get you like I get you. You got the confetti. You're doing snow angels right now over a player.
Doing snow angels. See how
not the players.
Like we won the Super Bowl. Let me ask you this. I'm asking this though. This is my final question here. I appreciate you coming on. Your co-host, Chris Mullin, we tried to get him on last week. Jay, what did they say at NBC about Chris Mullin? He doesn't do interviews.
He doesn't do radio interviews like that anymore.
Yeah, Chris Mullin. Dude, talk to your boy Chris Mullin. Why is he ducking the smoke? Why is he ducking the smoke right now?
He's got podcast-itis. It's a disease spreading. rapidly in America. Everybody wants a podcast. Everybody has a radio show. Willie ain't got time for all that. He ain't got time for all that. You're talking about a Hall of Famer. You want to spend 10 minutes talking about some playing teams?
Oh,
come on, Jake, do better, man.
Hey, you guys have FaceTime me after a regular season game, though.
I mean, come on, man. You want to get Reggie Theus and Chris Webber up for a playing game? Jay Will, you want the red carpet? Get to the West Finals first for crying out loud, man.
All right, I'll remember that.
Over a playing tournament
don't FaceTime me at 11:30 at night when I'm getting ready for bed, driving home or whatever. You guys laughing at me. Now that you guys are down, he's like, I got podcast-itis. I see how it is.
Thank you, Bonte. Yeah.
Hey, just take care of the big studio for me next week, all right? I'm going to miss that.
Yeah, exactly, man. Good luck.
Always good to talk to you, Whitey.
Yes,
yeah,
you're the best.
Good luck talking about Fleet Week and whatever else you got to talk about, man.
See you, B.
All right, Bonte. All right, man.
Yeah, they got the cable cars, the Lombard Street.
Right. Basketball's over for them down there. Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's Bonte Hill.
He's a good sport.
Warriors pre- and post-game TV host, morning show host on the Warriors flagship station. So we'll come right back with a look at how, it's true. Who knows how it happened? Maybe we can figure out how it happened. This year for the Kings could still be better than last year. Next with the Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
Malik Monk plays here.
Started left, goes right, steps back, launches the three. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Miniature golf has been around America since 1916, with the first course opening in Pinehurst, North Carolina, according to Links magazine. Englishman James Barber built a course in his backyard called Lilliputian. A few years later, he built a second course and called it Thistledew. Unlike today's mini golf courses, Thistledew wasn't for children. The 18-hole course was made of compacted sand and clay, making it quite difficult. Today's clown mouths or windmills were nowhere to be found, as the course featured real hazards like rocks, trees, and grass bunkers. 4 holes even required a high-lofted niblick to carry bushes and long grass. Longest hole was 71 feet, shortest was 12. Golf fanatic Thomas McCullough Fairbairn revolutionized the game in 1922 with his formulation of a suitable artificial green consisting of a mixture of cottonseed hulls, sand, oil, and dye. 100 years later, Thistledew has returned to its home at Pinehurst Resort, and guests can play the new Thistledew. Please leave your niblick at home. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
I love springtime, the sunshine, the longer days, but I don't love stressing about outfits for all of our plans. Between brunches, showers, and spring break, we need looks that keep up and savings that keep it under budget. That's where Kohl's comes in. I scored 25% off dresses for myself, and with the 15% off going on, I got my daughter a dress for under $22. Plus, I earned Kohl's cash. So if you want a stress-free spring too, shop at Kohl's. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. Women's dresses, coupons do not apply. Offers end April 21st. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The play-in games continuing tonight in the NBA. With this in the background here, Jonte Porter from the Raptors banned from the league after an investigation revealed, according to ESPN, he had disclosed confidential information to bettors, limited his participation in at least one game while he was with the Raptors, and bet on NBA games while playing in the G League. Is this going to mushroom at all? Is this going to be a bigger problem for the league?
No, I think this is a one-off. You know, a random player, a guy that nobody really even heard of. The crazy part about this story is, if I'm correct, he only made about $21,000 off of the bets he made. Like, he was tipping off other people who made more money, but they said he actually placed bets on his team to lose as part of a parlay also, I believe. And that's it's definitely a black eye stain. But because this is a player that not many people know, he doesn't have an impact on the actual game like this. If this was a star player or something, it would be a huge scandal. This guy, we'll forget about him in about a week.
He placed at least 13 bets on NBA games. The bets range from $15 to $22,000, totaling more than $54,000. And yeah, you're right. The NBA said the total payout from those bets was $76,059. Net winnings of $21,965.
Think about that. He threw away his NBA career for $21,000.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the younger brother of Michael Porter Jr. Of the Denver Nuggets. And so I don't know how good of a player he was or anything like that, but the thing about this, and to me, it seems like he might have an actual gambling problem.
Yeah.
It wasn't for money.
Right.
Because the NBA, first of all, he was making money. Second of all, you get everything for free. It's not like you get food, like, travel, all that. It's not like you have expenses. You can control those.
So he was just addicted.
He was just addicted
to
the actual betting part of it. Yeah.
I do have a hard time believing that he'd be the only one. Hopefully he was. But if one guy did it and it was so easy and he got away with it for so long, couldn't others have done it?
Well, didn't we see
better?
it happen in the NFL, right? With some of the Indianapolis
Similar,
Colts
sure.
and everything.
Uh-huh.
And betting is so easy. It's everywhere, first of all, except California, obviously. But it's easy to pick up your phone and make a bet. It's
what do you got against? You rolled your eyes except California.
No, I'm just saying we haven't legalized it yet. We just haven't. Not that I'm not a big sports bettor, I'm not a big sports gambler. So, but in California we haven't legalized it. But it's so easy now, man, to you do everything on your phone.
I do get the sense that as far as this being, an issue for the NBA, a scandal, nobody cares. I mean, it's like, oh, so. Really? Okay, who's playing tonight? When's the play-in game?
Right. Yeah. Yes, exactly. It's, I'll tell you what, though. The gambling aspect of it, we heard Tyrese Halliburton talk about it, how people, only care about. I've had people come to me, Drapes, what can you tell me about so-and-so? I got, and it's like, dude, I don't even know, first of all. And so, the gambling has impacted a lot. And I would not be surprised if at some point going forward, we do have another issue in sports, not just the NBA. I'm talking in all sports.
Yeah, because when the leagues are embracing that,
right,
it seems inevitable.
Well, think about it like this. The league is embracing it. The league is making money off of it. In turn, the players are making money off of it. So it's kind of incestuous like that. Like it's all, and so then to go tell a player you can't gamble. I think, when it comes to the NBA, they just don't want you to bet on basketball. You can bet on football all you want. You could be a part of NCAA tournament pool even. You just can't bet on NBA games.
I'm old enough, you probably are too, to remember a time when the leagues would say, well, we never would put a team in Vegas.
Yeah, I remember that. They're racing to get to Vegas now, right?
So
seriously. They're handing out franchises in Vegas right now.
Drapes, how about this? It seemed a short time ago unthinkable. What do you think of the possibility of this Kings season ending up in a better place than last year ended up? What about this year for the Sacramento Kings ended up being undeniably a better season than the Kings had last year? Is that on the table?
Yes, it is. 100%, Whitey.
How did that happen?
See, I get it. Last week we were talking about Mike Brown, this, Monty McNair not doing that. But I've always said, Kings fans, the goals are still attainable. It's still within reach. And we just had Jerry Reynolds on. We had Bonte on as well. You get through this Zion-less Pelicans team, you got an OKC team that I think a lot of people think the Kings have a favorable matchup, especially compared to the alternative Denver. And so, no, this season can be a better season than last year. I'm not shocked, Whitey. I've been saying this, man, that the goals were still right there. And so this roller coaster that we've been on, people saying in the season now and all that, why when you still have a chance to achieve your goals?
A win Friday would be bigger than any win from last season, I think, in the regular season. You could disagree.
Okay,
you could say, with a double overtime game against the Clippers. But if you win this game Friday, you win to get into the playoffs.
Right.
Last year, getting in, we've talked about this. It was almost anticlimactic actually getting in because it was a foregone conclusion.
We knew.
They won in Portland.
Last 2 weeks,
we knew they would have been.
We knew that.
It was a big deal. But this would be overcoming odds, overcoming the odds and then winning on the road.
Yeah.
Whereas I think it would be bigger than any win of the last 2 years.
Well, think about it. You beat the Warriors regular season. You beat the Warriors. And then you beat a team that's beaten you 5 times in a row.
Exactly.
We got somebody in the text line right here. 916 said, wow, guys, I was wrong. I gave the Kings 0% chance to win yesterday, and it was the complete opposite. I celebrated the Kings, but I'm not getting sucked in until they beat the Pelicans. So there are still people who think they can't beat the Pelicans. And so if you do that, then you're taking another step. And so you're right in terms of tomorrow or Friday being the biggest win possibly, more so than last year, outside of the playoffs. I agree with you because then you extend your season for 2 weeks, basically.
And wasn't that incredible last night? I admit that I was pretty skeptical last night. I wasn't feeling great about it. We kind of all talked ourselves into it. Well, if they do this, do that. But my point is, from the jump, you can see it. Oh, we got a game.
Yes,
right? I mean, the
yes.
Kings were so forceful from
Yes.
the opening tips, all right, this is a game tonight.
Yeah, I was nervous the first possession when Draymond hit a 3. I was like, oh, my gosh, now this guy's going to start hitting threes. But then our guy Keegan came back and answered right back. And so this was a different Kings team. This was a Kings team that never got flustered, never got frazzled or anything like that. They look like the team that had been there before. They were the ones that forced turnovers. How about Steph Curry coughing the ball up yesterday because of the pressure? Steph Curry, 6 turnovers last night. The Kings did a phenomenal job.
Thought he had one that he got away with that went out of bounds off him.
Oh, it was yes.
Yeah.
It totally was off him. He got away with that one. And no, I thought the Kings looked like a team on a mission. And to you guys' point, you and Jay, what you were saying earlier, they come out like that Friday, they do have a good shot at winning. I'm just not going to, shout it out from the high heavens right now.
Yeah, I get it.
I got faith in my guys, but we'll have to let it play out.
And again, last night, the 6th man was huge in the arena. It wasn't as loud as last year's game 1, but there were a lot of Warrior fans in there, as we said earlier. A lot more than there were for the playoffs last year. You couldn't hear them. I mean, they had only a couple chances to cheer. And Kings fans took care of business last night.
They did. And the Warriors fans, I think it was a Steph Curry 3 and 1 in the third that they, erupted. But outside of that, they were
Wasn't
not.
that the one where Domas got his 4th foul?
Yeah,
Dude,
I think
that
so.
was like,
Yeah, it was like, oh man, this could go
cut it to 9, and it looked like, whoa.
Yeah, it looked like, oh man, this could go sideways. But the boys, and so it was interesting when they ran out on the floor yesterday. I was doing the pregame show, and it was so loud. It was reminiscent of game 1. It wasn't as loud, but it was reminiscent where you had to just stop and embrace the moment and suck it all in, soak it all in, seeing the guys run out. Proud to be a Sacramentan last night and seeing that crowd stand up. And that was the kind of win this fan base deserves, though, Whitey. How many times have we seen them let down the fans at home? This was the kind of effort that we needed to get from this squad last night.
We'll get to the phones when we come back. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. What for you was the single most surprising thing about last night's game? Next with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Subscribe to Sactown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by R.C. Willey Home Furnishings.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Thursday will start off mild with temperatures in the mid-50s. We'll see increasing high clouds in the afternoon with a high close to 80 degrees and light winds. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
If you need flooring, now is the time to buy during R.C. Willey's semi-annual flooring event. For just 10 days, you can save up to 40% on select carpet styles and pay just $39 for installation. R.C. Willey, your home, your way.
If spring allergies keep you trapped inside, then you need Navage Nasal Care to keep you breathing clearly and enjoying all the beauties of spring. Navage helps clear nasal passages that are often clogged because of seasonal allergies. Navage gently flushes a pure, refreshing saline solution through your nasal passages to clear out congestion, sucking out that springtime pollen and other irritants trapped in your nose. Navage is available online at Navage.com or in stores at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, Navage.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Fasteners Inc., we believe adding quality power tools to your lineup shouldn't break the bank. That's why we're hosting the biggest Milwaukee tool sale of the year in Sacramento. On top of insane deals on Milwaukee power tools, all Milwaukee pack-out storage boxes, hand tools, and tool accessories will be 25% off. So come on down on April 27th to the Milwaukee Tool Sanity Sale at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet on Power Inn Road in Sacramento. For more info, visit fastenersinc.net. Welcome to a brighter future with Aztec Solar, serving Sacramento since 1980. Everyone knows that solar saves money. How much? The answer is a few clicks away. Visit yourpowersavings.com. It's fast, easy, and reliable, giving you instant insight into your potential savings.
I used to pay $400 a month to the power company, and that $400 a month added up to $48,000 over the past 10 years. That all changed when I switched to solar with Aztec Solar.
Now it's your turn to stop overpaying for electricity. Calculate your solar savings right now at yourpowersavings.com. And Aztec Solar will email or text you how much you'll save every month. Plus, we've got an exclusive offer for you. Get your solar electrical system for just $9,995 cash price after incentives. Don't wait. This deal won't last forever. Visit yourpowersavings.com today and take the first step towards energy independence with Aztec Solar.
You've been waiting all winter for the snow to melt and the golf course to awaken. It's time for your long-awaited spring golf getaway to Plumas Pines Golf Resort in beautiful Gray Eagle, California. The golf course opens April 19th, so the timing is perfect to take advantage of Plumas Pines Spring Special. You can walk the course for $75 or ride for $90, available 7 days a week through May 23rd. Beneath towering pines adjacent to the Feather River, Plumas Pines Golf Resort offers a spectacular round of mountain golf. You'll love the grandeur of the Sierra, the calmness of Gray Eagle, and the wonderful test of golf at Plumas Pines with spring special rates of $75 to walk and $90 to ride 7 days a week until May 23rd. Make your reservation at plumaspinesgolf.com. Whether you visit for the day or stay a few days, Plumas Pines Golf Resort will make your play memorable. Visit plumaspinesgolf.com and make your tee time reservations for the spring special rates available 7 days a week. That's plumaspinesgolf.com.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com. It's all a click away.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company Zone 1 report.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sactown Sports.
All right, Mr. Draper, we know that last night, among other things, the Kings, they won that possession battle. How many of the things the Kings did last night would you say they're repeatable? That is, you can rely on them being able to do it again. You know, they out-rebounded the Warriors. They've been getting pounded on the glass against New Orleans.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
They've been getting destroyed. Yeah. They took care of the ball. They forced turnovers. So they definitely had the right game plan for the Warriors. But how much of that translates against the Pelicans?
I don't think the offensive rebounding, we can expect that kind of production, 15 offensive rebounds. First of all, Warriors are a super small team.
They're small. They are. They're a good offensive rebounding team, but they are very small.
They're a small team. You know, they were running Kuminga and Draymond at the 5. You know, when you look at this Pelicans team, Valanciunas to me always seems to give us fits. You know, he's always a presence. He always has an impact. And just look at the length that they have. You know, we talk about length defensively, but how about length rebounding the basketball? And I feel like when I look at the Pelicans, their role players have a sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? An intangible about them, like a chip on their shoulder. Like sure they got CJ, sure they got Zion and Ingram,
but I know what you mean. Alvarado,
Najee, Herb Jones, just guys that sort of just you know, like a team full of Keon Ellis's or something like that. You know, not necessarily high draft picks, lottery picks. They got guys, you know, undrafted, second round picks, late first round picks who sort of, you know, are out to prove some things. They play with an edge, a chip on their shoulder, and so. When we look at them versus the Warriors, let's say, it's going to be a battle. Like you know, we thought our physicality was good against Golden State. Well, we got to be even more physical against these guys because that's their style. That's how they want to play.
Here's a really good sign going forward. The great Bill Horrenda reminds me of this. Hubie Brown once said, "Cardinal rule of NBA playoffs: can you control your defensive boards?" And the Kings were number 1 in the NBA in defensive rebounding percentage.
Yes,
number one in the NBA. That's definitely something that translates game to game, and they've been doing it all season long.
And Domas is, you know, he's gobbling them up. Like it's, you know, he's doing a phenomenal job. You know, I just worry when I look back at last year's series against the Warriors, I can't tell you how many times I witnessed Domas turn into his teammates saying, "Hey, I'm wrestling here with Looney. Help me out." I think it's going to be similar with Valanciunas. He's going to be wrapping up Valanciunas, wrestling with him out there. So it got to be a gang rebound, a team rebound. Like we can't be leaking out or anything like that. Pelicans, you know, they can get second chance opportunities.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Eric joins us on Sactown Sports. Hello, Eric. How are you?
Yeah, reporting live from John St. Porter's bookie account. How you guys doing today?
What's up,
how's it looking these days?
It's looking red, a lot of red.
Yeah. Oh, well.
But, yeah, I heard you guys last segment talking about the game on Friday, and I did try to call in yesterday. You weren't really taking calls, I guess, out the but I did call in over a week ago, and I told you I was the only Kings fan. I was rooting hard for the 9 seed. I don't know if you remember that because I said, you guys will be out there. All the media is going to be out there. It's going to be a great game. I think they're going to win if they play the Lakers or Warriors. I know, you know, the past, the Warriors haven't been kind to us, but as you saw last night, the Warriors are no longer the Warriors, if you know what I mean. So I knew they could win that game, and no one thought they win by 20. I mean, I'll be honest there. But talking about the New Orleans game, everyone listening or in the chat talking about, hey, you know, Friday would be a huge win, yada yada. Well, I did just look not too long ago. The Warriors are 1.5 point favorites. Where actually Vegas and the media now is favoring the Kings to win the game on the road. What do you guys think about that? Because I think that as a Kings fan, I do not want to play the Pelicans, and I know Zion's out. That's probably the reason why. But I think the Kings struggle with Jones. They struggle with Murphy. Obviously, Valanciunas. They struggle with the size. It's just they're a long, lengthy team, and Zion is just one piece of that team. So I think the 1.5 points. Of course, I'm a Kings fan. I told you I'm rooting for the Kings to win this one. I don't think the Kings should be favored. What do you guys think?
Thanks, Eric. Jay and I aren't worried. I know Carmichael Draper over here.
Carmichael Draper. What an insult. My gosh.
I'm sorry. You didn't deserve that.
I know. That's a low blow right there. Low blow.
I withdraw
It
it.
sounds like Eric is kind of talking himself out of thinking the Kings are going to win against the Pelicans.
You know, Eric has been calling for a long time, and Eric knows the game very well, so he's been around the block a few times. I'm not sure if it's what he's comfortable. He's scared. Yeah, he's scared.
He's scared. Right.
Yeah. He's scared of
them.
They
need
right,
to be
Jay.
scared. What do you mean? They whipped up on us 5 times, Jay. 19 points.
Zion ain't coming through that door.
He didn't play last time, and they won by 33 on our home court. You got to respect these guys.
Respect and scared.
No,
Zion
didn't play last time here.
He went.
He did.
Yeah,
Did he? Oh, was it Ingram that day? No, it was Ingram that day.
Ingram was
yeah, sorry about that. It was
that's all
Ingram.
right.
Yeah,
because Zion was just every time.
Yeah, Zion. Yeah, he
like,
just
watch this.
Yeah.
There's a difference between being scared and respectful, though, right? Like
yes,
I'm not scared.
Right.
I respect what they're gonna bring because they've blasted the Kings all
The
season.
physicality is the thing.
Absolutely,
Right.
yeah,
Just-
and the length and athleticism. I think they have everything, and you guys have talked about this plenty of times. No need to break it down. They have everything that the King, like the kryptonite to what the Kings have. Of course, no Zion. We don't know what BI, as Bonta even talked about. Bonta Hill talked about, getting his feet under him and being 100% in the rotation of what the game is going to present. But I respect them, but I still expect for the Kings to go down there and get the job done. I'm not scared of the Pelicans. Like, I'm not afraid of facing them.
For the umpteenth time this year, I admit I'm falling for the banana in the tailpipe.
Yep.
But I watched the Kings last night, and I feel like they have figured something out. And I know I've said that a million times. You probably said it a million times this year. Yeah. And then every time we say that, I go, "Oh,
right.
well, what happened?"
Right.
But I'm there again.
Yeah. I hear you, man. And the Zion said, but Brandon Ingram, and I know he's not healthy. He's still a problem. Like, you guys see what's
problem for him is like getting up and going to the bathroom. He can't move.
Now I get what's happening, Jay and Whitey.
I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe.
No, but let
me make sure I'm not Whitey though.
You guys are being homers right now. You're being homers right now.
I'll take it.
If you were in Chicago right now talking about Kings Pelicans from the outside looking in, you'd be like, "Oh man, Pelicans have owned them. Even without Zion, they have their number. It doesn't matter." But because we're so close and you have faith in our guys, that's clouding your judgment just a little bit.
No,
you're looking at this matchup with purple-colored glasses. And I get it, White.
Another reason I'm not is because in that last game, the Kings, and we talked about this already, offensively, the Kings, they got up to a slow start, but they really were on point offensively in that game. So you figure there in the last game, the Pelicans defensively struggled against them, and now you don't have Zion. And again, if you don't have Zion,
you got Ingram.
And, well, I don't know if you do. You saw him last night.
Willie Green just said he's going to play more minutes with what's his name out.
I think he said he was going to play more last night. They couldn't keep
I
on the
definitely
floor.
anticipate his minutes going up tomorrow.
Right. But
Willie Green said.
But if he can't play, and they're hoping he can go. And
I just like the group that was on the floor at the time. BI is still getting back, still getting his rhythm. Yeah. So I didn't want to force the issue. I liked the group that was going. That doesn't sound to me like Ingram couldn't go or anything like that.
It's Brandon
Coach
Ingram.
is bringing him along slowly.
Yeah, because he's struggling.
And you guys painting me into a Pelicans supporter here because that's not what I'm not. I'm just saying it's not going to be a cakewalk, fellas. It's not
like you guys who's that come marching in. It's the Saints now, huh?
Dude, you're going to have to earn this one, Jay. They're not just going to roll over.
Yeah.
Jose Alvarado.
You got Antonio Daniels on speed dial or something?
Dude, I know. We got to get him back on, too. No, I'm just saying, man. The matchup. And it's not just Zion. It's Ingram. It's Herb Jones. It's their defense on De'Aaron Fox.
When they were here last time, the Kings got off to a slow start. And I was sitting next to our boss, Jose, and I was telling him, he said, "How do the Kings get off to the start?" And I said, "The Kings can't play with these guys. But if they don't have Zion and Ingram's hobbled, I think the Kings can play with them." That's
they're wounded.
Okay.
They're wounded.
Yes, they are.
They're wounded.
Yes, they are.
Check that cup. That might be a smoothie king.
So should we just book the trip to OKC right now?
No,
Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Like I said,
looking like Deion Sanders backpedaling.
I respect them, but I'm not scared of them. Like I'm going into this game. If they had Zion, if BI was 100% healthy, I'm like, ooh, I probably don't see this. But they're wounded. Take advantage of being wounded.
Right.
Take advantage of going down there, catching them. At the same time, if you've been getting spanked, you can't tell me those guys aren't going to come in like, oh, yeah, we're going to handle them. They may be overlooking the Kings. They may be happy to see the Kings. the Kings have Drapes. They have an opportunity to go in there and change the narrative.
Let's talk to Tin real quick. It was nice to meet Tin yesterday.
Oh, yeah, Tin came out yesterday.
At Golden One. Tin, how are
got
you
a
today?
smoothie king like Drapes.
What's up, Tin?
Cut you off, Jay.
No, go ahead, Tin. We're good. What's up?
Oh, no. Shout out to the Bama product. Keon Ellis, he got like 2 blocks within a few possessions of each other, I remember, definitely in one quarter. And, the Kings, the game that never happened 5 years ago, just before the pandemic, shut everything down, man. The Kings got to use that and just go, push forward. I think that didn't De'Aaron Fox have a stretch where he was, playing very well as Smoothie King? He liked playing there. So I don't know if this is season only, but they've been, kind of sluggish against them. But, yeah, go Kings. Go King.
Thank you very much, Tin. When we come back here, take a look at the free agent class. We're looking ahead to the offseason. Right. Let me tell you something. It ain't great. Also, the free agent class.
We looking towards free agency, White?
Right? In the middle of a playoff
Come
run?
on, White.
That's the old Kings, man. That's
what. Drapes, you might have changed his mind. You might have got him now.
Single most surprising thing about last night's game with Whitey and Mardi Gras Draper here. It's Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
The New Orleans Pelicans have absolutely owned the Sacramento Kings this season. Sacramento seeking its first win against New Orleans and needs it or their season comes to an end. A loss and it's over. A win and they are the 8th seed and headed to OKC.
The rebound grabbed by Sabonis, hammers it back off the bounce. Another offensive rebound and another 2 points. The Kings have their biggest lead of the ballgame.
Get all the exciting play-by-play action starting at 6:30 Friday night on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Thursday will start off mild with temperatures in the mid-50s. We'll see increasing high clouds in the afternoon with a high close to 80 degrees and light winds. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
Imagine taking a nice warm bath in your shower. Let's fix that. Right now, get that clogged drain unclogged for just $67. Plumbing, sewer, electric, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
You're going to feel a puff of air.
Jong's Optometry has set their sights on staffing up.
Try the next line. Hey, Kim, can you tell our 2 o'clock we're running 15 behind? Sorry, we're a bit backed up today.
He needs an optometric technician to keep an eye on it all.
Where are the dilation drops?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
Seems like all this artificial intelligence stuff stirs up the age-old debate of man versus machine. Hi, it's Dan from the Good Feet store, and let me ask you, would you let a robot cut your hair? Would you rely on an app to teach a kid to ride a two-wheeler? Let's face it, some things require the human touch. People come to us seeking a solution to foot, leg, and back pain after trying all kinds of things recommended by in-store machines or website blurbs. An impersonal, generic approach to solving a problem that's unique to you. No wonder they usually don't work. At the Good Feet store, you'll meet with an arch support specialist who will take the time to learn about your needs, your feet, your lifestyle, and then fit you from over 300 models and sizes of arch supports, designed for pain relief, better balance, and more comfort. See what we can do for you with a free fitting. Just stop in or schedule an appointment. With over 200 stores, there's likely one near you. Find yours at goodfeet.com.
Everybody needs good feet.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the network made for streaming. Well, as the A's continue this final season in Oakland, I think it's important to remember that the Coliseum has been home to some of the greatest names in the game. August 17th, before the A's play the Giants, the A's will honor Jose Canseco, Terry Steinbach, Miguel Tejada, Bill King, Dick Williams, and Eddie Juice from the Philly days as the latest members of the A's Hall of Fame.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Tug Shed, new dog treatment centers, and Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers.
This segment is brought to you by Aztec Solar. Skip the sales pitch. Calculate your solar savings at yourpowersavings.com.
Your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
We have some developing news here. Just watching the play-in game between the Heat and the Sixers. Jimmy Butler is limping to the foul line now with 1.5 seconds to go in the first quarter. Tie score. He went down in a heap under the basket. He went up, pump faked, came down, and looked for a moment there like he might be badly injured. Drapes clutching his knee.
Yeah.
His free throw gives the Heat a 1-point lead over Philly. Looks like maybe he's okay, but there were a lot of concerned faces as he was writhing in pain on the ground, holding his knee.
Yeah, and he's the heart and soul of that team, obviously. And he stayed in and took the free throws, but clearly he's in some pain. And I imagine he wanted to take those free throws because if he couldn't, then he's done for the game. He can't come back in. They get somebody else. And so I would imagine he'll probably be examined here, taking a look at. And this would be a major development. I mean, this is the 7-8 matchup, Heat and Sixers. And no matter who wins or loses, you got to imagine both those teams will advance. Like even in, when they play the winner of the 9-10, you got to think those two teams will advance and get into the playoffs.
By the way, we saw Clay last night have one of his worst games, and there's a lot of questions about Clay now and his future with the Warriors. I was just watching Jimmy Butler was reminded of those 2019 finals, the final game when Clay tore his ACL and then shot the free throws.
Yes. And that was
without really
2019.
Knowing. Right.
Yeah.
Then he missed the next year and then he tore the Achilles.
Yep.
Missed the next year. So,
and talking to Bonte, you could tell how Bonte is, feeling really bad for the way Clay is going out here. I mean, even Steve Kerr talked about it too. The way this guy fought back from injuries, basically missing 2 years because of injury, and still to be a very productive player. I'm looking at the chat and I'm seeing Manny Too Legit calling him Clank Thompson and everything. We got to put some respect on the guy's name, I think. I mean, sure, he's public enemy number one, plays for the opponent and everything like that. But this is a future Hall of Famer. And for me personally, I hate to see somebody go out like that.
I can't criticize Manny Too Legit because I called him that earlier.
You called him Clay Thompson?
I did. But you're right.
That's messed up.
Remember before he got hurt when they used to play the Cavs every year, and before Kyrie left there, that was, Clay had to supply offense and chase Kyrie around.
Two-way player.
Yeah,
you're right.
And he was good.
He was best two-way player in the league, and then he had the injuries and hasn't been the same on the defensive end after that.
All right, speaking of injuries, Brandon Ingram, we're just talking about Brandon Ingram.
Yes.
We're trying to figure out how much can he play against the Kings Friday. We don't know. Maybe he doesn't know because they took him out at the end of the game last night, only his second game back, I think, from bruising his knee. So here is Coach Willie Green. To me, this is just coach speak. But Drape says, "Oh, listen to
Look
him.
at you setting it up already.
Brandon Ingram's he's
look,
ready to go."
You're
So-
already clouding the judgment of the, what's the, tainting the jury pool right here and everything. I see how it is.
Here is Willie Green on Brandon Ingram last night.
I just liked the group that was on the floor at the time, and B.I. is still getting back. He's still finding his rhythm. So I didn't want to force the issue, and I liked the group that was going. They had some momentum going there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
See,
talking about Brandon Ingram, and he wasn't on the floor at the end of the game. Why not? See, that's the tell. It's like when you ask Bonte, if we go back and listen to it. Bonte, is Clay done? No, you said, is this the end of the dynasty?
Yeah.
And he said,
he that little pause right
Yes.
there. So do you think that's what's happening to our boy Willie Green? He's
Well, I
that
understand.
pause right
He
there.
doesn't know. He doesn't want to say, yeah, he was killing us out there. You don't want to say that about a great player who's hurt.
Well, he played 25 minutes, was 4 of 12 shooting.
Oh,
wasn't
that's
getting
great.
it done. He wasn't getting it done.
Right,
so,
right.
so he rode the hot hand. He rode the Trey Murphy, Larry Nance Jr., those kind of guys,
You made a great point. The last time they were here, B.I. didn't
Did
play,
not play.
and they won. So if Brandon Ingram is Brandon Ingram Friday and no Zion, then, yeah, obviously, either way, the Kings are going to have their hands full. But I just think, look, it's a terrible break for the Pelicans, and you hate to see people get hurt, but, man, the Kings' chances improved dramatically.
Yes, they did, and nobody's arguing that, Whitey. I'm not disputing that, but Brandon Ingram has proven to be a problem for us. Look at the first 2 games down there
He's
in New
like
Orleans.
a Durant light.
Right,
And
exactly.
I mean that in the best way possible.
Yes, and he can get buckets. He can score. And Zion, obviously, we don't match up with him well, but CJ always kills us too. Let's not act like CJ just is some bum, and Jay's talking about, well, he's not clutch. He doesn't come up in the big moments. He has motivation against Sacramento. And so if we think we're just going to hop on this flight, go down to New Orleans and start partying on Bourbon Street and forget about the basketball game. We already got that one in the bag because that's what it sounds like you guys are talking.
I'm in the French quarters already, baby.
You down there on the French Quarter on Bourbon Street.
Let's have a hurricane.
Nah, man. You got to
Where
handle
the
your
bees
business.
at, Drapes?
Handle them beads. Come on. I'm having flashbacks now down there. But, dude, handle your business first. You're down there to work. Down there to get the job done, respect the opponent, the name on the jersey on the front, not the back, Whitey. It doesn't matter if it's because here's the thing.
Man, Drapes, this ain't the Drapes I expected.
No, because I'm
got
keeping
respect.
it real.
I
I'm
got
keeping it real, bro.
I got you.
Because these are like, if I'm Najee Marshall and I'm knowing Zion's not playing, it's my turn to get buckets. I'm gonna go out there and get 20. I mean, we've seen it. Look at last night. Look at the Kings when Malik goes down. Davion steps up his game. Keon steps up. Like, guys step up. And so I'm saying the Pelicans aren't just Zion Williamson. They have other players.
If I'm Mike Brown and I see that Najee Marshall is going, oh, Zion's not playing, I got to take 20 shots. I'm like, yes, we have already won.
Dyson Daniels.
Exactly. Dyson Daniels. He came in here and gave us the business last time.
He's a good player.
He did.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, respect the Pelicans, man. They're more than just Zion Williamson.
Can I tell you the one thing about the game that surprised me the most last night, for what that's worth real quick here? Just the way that, for all the talk of how prepared everybody was, now they knew everybody, how from the jump, it looked like the Warriors were not prepared for the defense that the Kings played against them. It looked like they had no idea the Kings were going to defend them like that. It was, to me, it was striking.
Unbelievable.
Did you see that too?
What I saw was the Kings were able to take away the Warriors' counters. It wasn't as much the defense on Steph Curry, where I thought the Kings won this game. They did a phenomenal job. But usually when you take away Steph Curry and he attracts so much attention, then the other guys can get going. You hit Draymond at the foul line. Then they're like the Kings' rotations and ability not only to take away Steph Curry, but also the second and third options, I thought was very impressive last night.
I think you're right. You see a lot when a team blitzes, they get the ball out of the guard's hand, and then the guard gets rid of it, and then all of a sudden they have a man advantage.
And they're whipping it around.
Yeah, but it was like the ball would go to Draymond, and then Draymond's like, he's got Keon Ellis behind him, and he didn't have a clear option.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I said this on the post-game show yesterday. I want to give our bigs a lot of credit. I want to give Domas some credit. I want to give Alex Lynn, Trey Lyle some credit, because guarding Steph Curry isn't just a Keon Ellis thing, isn't just a Keegan Murray. Your bigs got to be on point. You got to guard Steph and be able to get back to Draymond or Kuminga and cut those guys off too.
As for Friday night's game, we have this question from Dangerman64. Is Draper a pessimist or pragmatic? We'll answer that, and we'll get back to your calls. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. As we roll on the Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
It was a beam unlike any beam we've seen.
The Warriors 3, no good. Rebounded by Kessler Edwards, and that will do it. You hear the thunderous light the beam chant in the background.
It was a win to remember.
If the horn sounds and the Sacramento Kings have won.
The season still has more life left in it, and the Kings are off to New Orleans for another win-or-go-home game. It's the Kings and the Pelicans. Friday night at 6:30, right here on your home for Sacramento Kings basketball. Sactown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
We love the game because anything can happen. There's no sure thing.
How did that go in?
Every play,
Oh my goodness!
every shot,
Are you kidding me?
every swing is a risk if you bet.
I can't believe that just happened.
There's no easy money. There's no luck. And no one wins all the time. If you bet, bet responsibly and always set a limit. Learn more at responsibleplay.org.
Thinking of remodeling your home? Say goodbye to endless internet searches and visit Subcontractors United. Find a list of 3 pre-qualified and licensed contractors in each home service category. From cabinets to landscapers and everything in between, Subcontractors United makes finding qualified contractors free and easy, with no accounts to set up. Visit subcontractorsunited.com and experience the joy of stress-free home improvement. Save time and money at subcontractorsunited.com.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop, the all-in-one tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. The solution's built right in, so no heavy bucket, and the pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips to get deep into grout. Don't mop harder, mop smarter.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
What drives you? At 303 Car Care, we're driven to put the best detailing products in your hands. We create every formula, fill every bottle, and test every batch of 303 at our Chicago headquarters, always with quality in mind. From cleaners and coatings to our flagship aerospace protectants, you can trust that every 303 product does what the label says it's going to do. That's because 303 is driven by quality. Available at most auto retailers and Amazon.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No, we tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our clients' best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured, so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly, different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Skeeter here, Field Tech, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District. Hey, it's my favorite week of the year, Mosquito Awareness Week. Yep, the spring and warm weather means the little suckers are starting to breed and bite. Gotcha. So it's time to fight the bite. Once a week, drain standing water from flower pots, bird baths, dog dishes, and at dawn and dusk, start using insect repellent outside and wear long clothes, because these skeeters are up for blood.
The Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you it's time to fight the bite. For more information, go to fightthebite.net.
You've been waiting all winter for the snow to melt and the golf course to awaken. It's time for your long-awaited spring golf getaway to Plumas Pines Golf Resort in beautiful Gray Eagle, California. The golf course opens April 19th, so the timing is perfect to take advantage of Plumas Pines Spring Special. You can walk the course for $75 or ride for $90, available 7 days a week through May 23rd. Beneath towering pines adjacent to the Feather River, Plumas Pines Golf Resort offers a spectacular round of mountain golf. You'll love the grandeur of the Sierra, the calmness of Gray Eagle, and the wonderful test of golf at Plumas Pines with spring special rates of $75 to walk and $90 to ride 7 days a week until May 23rd. Make your reservation at plumaspinesgolf.com. Whether you visit for the day or stay a few days, Plumas Pines Golf Resort will make your play memorable. Visit plumaspinesgolf.com and make your tee time reservations for the spring special rates available 7 days a week. That's plumaspinesgolf.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sactown Sports. The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
Hope you're enjoying this glorious day. The day after the Kings sent the Warriors packing. Perhaps they officially ended the dynasty, which, no offense to the Warriors, great organization, great franchise. They've won multiple championships in fairly recent years. That dynasty has been over for a while.
Yeah, they've been fooling themselves for a couple of years.
But officially now, that's, they were that freaking 10th seed, and the Kings send them home. So that should be it. How about this from Carmichael Dave on Twitter?
Uh-oh.
And this was last night. LOL, imagine thinking the Kings would lose to the Warriors.
No way. Carmichael Dave, this dude is hilarious. And you guys calling me Carmichael Drapes or whatever you're Carmichael Kyle.
Yeah, because we say, hey, we think they're going to beat the Pelicans. You're like, what? Hold on.
I'm a realist, man. I'm a realist, pragmatic, And so, the thing with Carmichael Dave, man, anytime he tweets something out, just think of the opposite. Like, his feelings are like, seriously, like he imagine thinking the Kings are going to lose this game. Well, he probably did think they were going to lose. It's sort of like opposite when it comes to him.
Alan Stiles, maybe somebody can help us with this. If I understood Alan's tweet correctly, he's complaining that the Kings didn't get much attention nationally today. And I think he's saying that, maybe I'm misunderstanding. I think he's saying that the Mad Dog, Chris Russo, was making fun of the Kings for lighting the beam after a play-in win, when it's like, dude, that's after every win. I'm not sure that happened.
I watch the morning shows,
okay.
And he was not making fun of the Kings lighting the beam. He was making fun of the Kings for celebrating like they had actually won a playoff series or something like that. It was just a 9-10 matchup. And so they were sort of he was making fun, but not for the beam, but just the overall celebratory mood in the building.
So that guy that's oblivious, right, to the fact that this was the Kings and the Warriors. Hello. And the Warriors had just knocked the Kings out last year.
Right.
Come on.
If it would have been any other team, it wouldn't have been that kind of reaction. But because it was the Warriors, and because it was, we're exercising the demons. So
the fans celebrate. I didn't see the Kings out there jumping around.
No, it's a narrative that ESPN is pushing. You got to take. Here's the thing, and I'm going to take you behind the curtains here, listeners, viewers.
Let's go.
And this has to do with everybody but us on this show or at NBC. When you watch TV and watch these shows, they're doing it for entertainment value. A lot of times they don't even believe the stuff that they're saying. They're just, yes, do you believe that? Like, unbelievable, right? Like Stephen A. Smith, Mad Dog, these guys are just trying to get a rise out of you. Don't fall for it. Don't be hoodwinked by these guys out there on TV.
Yeah, so just roll with it. By the way, remember yesterday we were talking about Hollinger's awards ballot? John Hollinger, and he didn't have Domas anywhere in his top 3 all NBA teams, and he didn't have Malik in his top 3 6 men of the year. John Hollinger, as it turns out, and it's in there, and I missed this, he doesn't have a vote. He does not have an official vote.
Well, what is he doing?
This is what my
Nobody
ballot
cares about that guy. God, how is he still relevant?
He does not have a vote.
How is he still relevant? I don't get it.
339-1140, 1-800-912-1140.
Lying, man.
Right. Steven joins us, Sactown Sports. Hello, Steven.
You always lying.
What's up, Steven?
What's up, man? Y'all caught me. Y'all caught me, man. That was funny, dude. That was good right there, man. The Pelicans, more like the Pelicans.
Hello.
If you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
If you know what I'm saying. Anyway, yeah, like, good game last night, man. Good freaking game last night, man. And I'm tired. I don't want to hear anything else about C.J. McCollum. Oh, my God. They didn't draft me. Oh, my God. Boo-hoo. Dude, boo-hoo. Who cares? They didn't draft you. Grow up. Put your big boy pants on. Play some ball. All right?
Yes.
We got a big game on Friday. Let's get it. All right? Let's take advantage of the missing players. Let's take advantage of the minute restrictions. We got to be aggressive, man. Got to be aggressive. I don't want to hear anything about C.J. McCollum being like, they didn't draft me. Oh, I'm over it. Hey, have a good day, boys. Thank you.
Thank you, Steven. You know, Clay used to feed off that too. And athletes, they play so many games. They feed off whatever they can. And Clay used to feed off of, they could have drafted me. And that was one of the things, frankly, I was worried about last night. It was not a factor, obviously.
Not a factor, but
he scored 37 in one quarter.
Right. Yes. But we locked him down. You know, he was shook. CJ's a different animal, though, because here's why. Let me give you some numbers on CJ McCollum, Steven, and everybody listening out there. He's only played in 3 of the 5 games against Sacramento, averaging 26 points per game against the Kings. 6 assists. Jay, are you listening?
Yes.
Guess what CJ McCollum is shooting from 3-point range against the Sacramento Kings?
Probably about 48%.
Whitey, do you have any thoughts on?
I'm going to recuse myself. I don't remember, but I did look at some of those numbers today.
70% from 3-point range. CJ is looking to cook.
That's what no Keon, baby. Keon, the savior. The island.
You can't keep that up.
That's right.
Right.
You can't.
Everything that's up must come down, Drapes.
I'm just
you know
saying,
how it goes, baby.
I don't want that CJ smoke, man. The CJ McCollum is 26 points per game against us, 70% from 3, 60% from the field. The dude doesn't turn the ball over against us. 5 turnovers in 3 games. That's what I'm saying. Respect. Like, you guys get caught up in the Zion numbers and the Zion news and everything like that. Like, CJ ain't a quality player. Like, Brandon Ingram's not quality. Like, Herb Jones. Like, they got talent on that team other than Zion. And so throughout these last 3 hours, I just been saying, respect the opponent. Fellas.
All the numbers that CJ puts up, that even Alvarado, but especially, Herb Jones, Murphy, it's easier for them to put up those numbers when the defense is so concerned with Ingram and with Zion. That's just basketball.
No, but CJ's one of those dudes, Whitey. CJ
used to be.
He's one of those guys, man. He doesn't get his points off others.
What was CJ's stats last night in the must-win game?
Good question.
But that's a different matchup. That's against the Lakers. Well, against us, he's shooting 70% from 3. Jay.
Who's the best defensive player on the Lakers in your mind? Just off the top without looking at the roster.
Off the top, man.
Prince,
Torian
Austin
Prince,
Reeves. Where you going? Vanderbilt, who's not playing a lot.
Hachimura, maybe.
Okay.
It's no Keon.
That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, since the All-Star break.
That's all I'm asking.
NBA guards are shooting 34.3% against this guard, lowest in the league. Do you know who it is?
Keanu.
That's right.
You were doing some math over there, right there.
I saw it on there somewhere. I couldn't find it, so hopefully those numbers are right.
Keon's a hell of a player, and he's been fantastic, no doubt about that. But didn't we just see CJ come in and drop 30-something points on us a couple of weeks ago?
916. Oh, this is a text of the day nominee. CJ sounds like Drape's new guy.
Y'all see?
How
did you guys back me into being a Pelicans guy?
That's not your guy.
I do like CJ.
I'm a stand-up.
I do like CJ. See, there's nothing wrong with CJ. CJ's a stand-up dude. Don't try to slander CJ McCollum right now, Jay. Come on. Give the man some respect.
I mean, he's a good ball player. I think he's better,
player.
And you're supposed to be this. I will admit this. I think you're supposed to think you're the greatest ever, no matter what. I think he's high on himself compared to what a lot of other people are. And with that being said, I think he's always played second fiddle. Completely okay, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, if Brandon Ingram's is not 100% healthy, we don't know. He's going to be their number one. Would you agree with that? Or you think it's Trey Murphy?
If Ingram isn't healthy, it's CJ. CJ's the guy.
And I think we will find out if BI is himself within the first 5 minutes of the game. Like, I think the Pelicans, it's just me, I think the Pelicans are going to force feed BI to see what he's really capable of that night and maybe get him going, get him comfortable, get him, immersed in the game. If he doesn't have it, and hopefully he doesn't, I'm hoping he doesn't, then CJ's going to have to be the guy to lead the Pelicans.
Have you guys ever seen, this is an old movie, a James Bond movie, Live and Let Die? Roger Moore.
Way back.
Yeah, that's before my time. Yeah.
It starts with it's like one of these, there's a lot of influences in New Orleans, cultural influences and musical, and it's like this funeral procession, and there's like some voodoo involved, and there's like jazz. And anyway, it's really a spectacular scene. My point is, I'm thinking of having a funeral for the Pelicans.
Oh man, no, okay, no, we're gonna stop that. We're gonna stop that.
Huh?
We should have one for the Warriors today. Yeah, is this after the game or before the game?
Oh, well, maybe not tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then Friday. Definitely pre.
Oh,
definitely pre.
Yeah, I think I might be on all of this. You might be on your own.
But Jay, that's how y'all sounded right now.
No, I'm not.
That's how you're sounding right now.
I'm not putting anybody 6 feet deep yet, Drapes.
You're just saying, Kings might as well not even go. Like, just tell Adam Silver to just fly right to OKC. Forget about even going to New Orleans the way you guys are talking out here.
Well, I'm saying maybe my expectations are higher than some. I'm just saying, and I'm going to clarify one more time. If we have the horses that we believe we have, meaning Sacramento Kings, the Kings Kingdom, to go into New Orleans with a wounded Pelicans team, I get they've smacked around the Kings all year. No Zion one time, understandable. I understand CJ McCollum takes it out on the Kings. I'm just saying they're wounded. And they have 3 or 4 guys who are not 100% right now.
Right.
If you can't beat them now, then I don't know that we don't have the horses that we think we have.
I'm going to assume this is true. I haven't looked it up, but thank you. Diamond D and LBC. Diamond D at LBC says Pelicans have lost their last 6 home games. Is that true?
They are not. We talked about them not being a good home team. That's for sure. 21-20. Was it at home? I got it right here, Whitey. Let me see.
Compio points out Ingram wasn't moving in yesterday's game. Yeah, and I don't blame him. He had the bruised knee, and he's trying to come back because his team needs him, and he's not there yet. And they try to, massage a little bit, sugarcoat it. Oh, his timing. He doesn't have his timing yet. Well, it sounds like he's really not ready to play.
They have lost their last 6.
How about that?
But dude, it's neither here nor there. That does not matter. That does not matter. Whoever brought that up on the YouTube chat, delete that, please, because that has no bearing on anything. because the Warriors had won 17 of their last 21 road games. If we just going to go off of stats like that, we might as well not play the games. We might as well play micro league basketball here and let the computers run the simulations and everything.
Well, I'm just saying, yesterday you said that the Warriors had been beating the Spurs and teams like that. That's why I asked who have the Pelicans lost to in the last 6? I know they lost to the Lakers twice.
They lost to the Lakers twice.
Mm-hmm.
The Spurs,
okay,
bad loss.
That's right.
You know, Magic, good team, right?
Yes.
Suns,
good team.
Celtics,
good team.
There you go. I mean,
so that's 50-50.
Yeah, and and we know the Lakers are a bad matchup for them.
Absolutely.
You know,
yep.
So let's not act like they done lost to Charlotte, Detroit,
all I heard was you said
Washington.
They lost to the Spurs.
Denver just lost to the Spurs last week.
They did.
Denver just lost. Don't you see, man? You guys, man.
I'm
you guys, the problem is
I'm on your side with this one now.
Bro,
Hold
the
on,
problem
Drake.
is you guys get your sports takes from the computer and the laptop instead of watching the games, Whitey. Instead of watching the games and seeing the eye test.
I got it from the chat. That's right. The Kings didn't want to address the elephant in the room. We're back with that.
Right, man.
Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings did it. They eliminated the Warriors and kept their season alive.
They swing it to Keegan, going for another one. And he hits it from the line drive on the right wing. That's the 8th three-pointer that Keegan Murray has made in 13 attempts. He has 32 points.
Now, they need to do it again on Friday in New Orleans. Kings and Pelicans. Friday at 6:30 on your home of the Kings, Sactown Sports.
Jiffy Lube has a special promotion going on right now. Simply purchase a Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change at Jiffy Lube and receive a $25 e-gift card from popular brands for food, gas, and more. It's that easy. Simply purchase a Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change and receive a $25 e-gift card. So basically, going to Jiffy Lube can get you a free lunch or a pizza for dinner. That's what we call added value for the consumer. That's why Jiffy Lube is #1 in the greater Sacramento area for oil changes. Visit jiffylube.com for more details and valuable coupons today.
Whether you prefer thrills or serenity, the 2024 Accord from Elk Grove Honda delivers both. With Honda Sensing Standard, the 2024 Accord is once again a winner of the 2024 Car and Driver's 10 Best Cars, making Honda the winningest brand in car and driver award history. Drive a 2024 Accord Hybrid and see for yourself what the fuss is all about. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
This segment is brought to you by Aztec Solar. Skip the sales pitch. Calculate your solar savings at yourpowersavings.com.
It took 4 quarters of locked-in effort, intensity, and focus to knock out the Drive Guys, powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Great question here on the chat. Great information on the chat. From DangerMan64. Is Draper a secret Pelicans fan? I don't think so. I don't think it's a secret anymore.
You guys are backing me
It's
into
not
a corner here.
secret.
Not at all. Not at all. I just respect the game of basketball, unlike these guys. You know what I mean? I respect the opponent. I know anybody can beat anybody on any given day. And so these guys just want the Kings to fly right to OKC, and you still got to go to New Orleans and handle your business. And I'm saying, let's just not all of a sudden look ahead to Sunday. We need to handle what happens Friday with this Pelicans team that's going to be hungry for a win.
If we were doing Pelicans radio, we'd be trying to, hold it together because all of a sudden they're dealing with a rash of injuries. And that doesn't guarantee anything, of course, for the Kings. But Jay just sent us a video. You looked at it. I looked at it of Alvarado. Some people saw it. We were not able to see it when it happened because we're at the game last night. He sprained his ankle twice last night.
Yeah. And he's a big part. So you're saying he's down.
Well, I guess Willie
He's going to play, but he's banged up.
Alvarado on a sprained ankle ain't Alvarado, and I know he'll play hard, but it's a speed.
So what
guy
are we discussing? What are we saying?
We're just saying the Kings have a wonderful opportunity.
No, I told you.
We're saying the
You're
Kings
smoothing it out.
have a great opportunity that has fallen out of the sky.
Is that what you're saying, Jay? That they have a great opportunity?
No, I'm saying something different. I'll let Mr. Gleason. I'm saying that they should win. I'm saying it's going to be on my plate. If they go to New Orleans and take a loss, I'm disappointed. I expect more. I expect more from our all NBA guys.
I'm with that.
I expect the Keegan that we've seen that, now he might not hit the shots that he did, but I'm expecting him to play. I'm expecting to see that type of intensity. I'm expecting to see good defense. And if you go down there and you flop against a 75% team with no Zion, with the hurt Brandon Ingram, with the hurt Jose Alvarado, then I'm also saying, look, I get
Then
the
you don't
Pelicans are
belong in the playoffs.
there it was. The kryptonite to the Kings are what the Pelicans have. But then post that, we need to have some conversations because we're not as far as we think we are.
I just think I've seen enough basketball to know that anything is possible.
Of course.
I agree.
It might be the Najee Marshall game on Friday. And
you act like this is the Harlem Globetrotters going against the Generals.
That's the way you guys are sounding, bro. Like that the Generals have no shot. The Pelicans have no shot because of all their injuries.
The Generals, Drake.
That's how you sounded, though.
I'm
saying the Globetrotters and going against the Generals.
No. I'm saying the Pelicans are wounded.
Vulnerable.
They're right there for the taking for the Kings. And even if you get will you agree to this? If the Kings play 80% of what we've seen against the Warriors, they should beat the Pelicans.
Compio says a fox knows when its prey is wounded.
80%, Jay?
Yeah, they played fantastic yesterday. Did they not?
They did. They played fantastic.
Yeah.
Each game is its own thing.
Very
man.
good. Styles make fights.
Yes, it's no carryover or anything like that. There's, I just know I'm not booking the flight to OKC just yet. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till Saturday or late Friday night.
Are you feeling better about the Kings' chances
of
Friday
course.
night than you have since the plan started?
But you know what I'm doing though, Whitey? I'm trying to hide my excitement. I'm trying to temper my excitement. Trust me, on the inside, I'm like, oh my God, Zion's out.
You wonder why we call you Carmichael Drapes.
Is that what he does? Is that his thing?
That's what he claims.
Darn it. No, but I'm just saying, I know what's at stake here, and I know the opportunity is there. And maybe I have been talking to Carmichael Dave too much. Maybe I'm preparing myself for a potential fall, and I don't want it to be that hard, that big of a fall. Because usually I'm the one up there. I'm usually with you. Yep. But on this one, because they've beaten us 5 times, because they go into the game confident against us, I'm worried about this match.
It was interesting last night when Coach Brown was talking about the game, and he was more subdued because it was like a satisfied, sometimes coaches are, and he was just like, yeah, we were really good tonight. Because also they knew we got another game we got to play. But when he talked about the game Friday, he says he talked about we came out with so much energy and effort, and defensively we were connected. And he said, we have to do that at the start of the game Friday. He recognizes that. He recognizes they have this chance. But if they get off to that slow start like they did the last time the Pelicans were here, then you may be squandering this opportunity. So it's like, yes, it was great. We have to do that again.
Here's the thing, Whitey, and I agree with you. Same way we said we have to beat Detroit. I mean, this is same way we said against Dallas, it's a must win. I'm with you. We got to win this game with no Zion, with Ingram banged up, with Alvarado banged up. We got to win this.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, oh, well, they will because the coach says they will. I just think it's interesting that the coach is like begging his team, please.
That's the way we got to be.
This chance.
Right.
But we have to come out and play this way like we did.
Yeah.
Against the Warriors.
That's the recipe, right? Mm-hmm. And it's hard to bottle that up. And I'm hoping what we saw last night, the light bulb will come in on guys' heads that, you know what, we can't take possessions off. We got to be engaged in every possession. And so we'll see come Friday. It's going to be a tough matchup. But if they play like they did last night, yes, they can beat the Pelicans. No doubt about it, they can beat the Pelicans. But I'm still not 100% which Kings team is going to show up.
Of course not.
It's not all about the Pelicans, guys.
So that's where
I don't know.
Where Jerry Reynolds is too.
Right.
Like, this team.
Yeah. I hope and I think, but I don't know.
Okay, what do you guys think it's going to take to beat the Pelicans? Like, I don't think what we saw yesterday, I don't think it takes even that much to beat this Pelicans team that's coming up. What do you guys think it's going to take?
They just have to hold their own on the glass, which they've done in a couple
That's
games.
tough against the Pelicans.
Yeah, there are two games they got destroyed, but in two of the other games, they were competitive. They got to take care of the ball, and they have to make the Pelicans feel them defensively, if not to the extent that the Warriors did last night, but somewhat similar. I think that's where, unless they just, it's basketball. Sometimes everything goes in. Unless they have one of those nights where everything goes in, they have to win with their defense, which is how bizarre is that? We're talking about the Kings.
Yes.
But that's how they won last night.
And honestly, and let me know what you guys think about this. If Zion's not able to go, Ingram's banged up like we're talking about, are we giving CJ the Steph treatment in terms of defensively? Like, let's look at the recipe for the Pelicans to win. It's probably CJ going off or Ingram, because I don't think, as much as I like Herb Jones, he's not going to get you 25 or 30. That's just not his game. And so if you can limit a CJ, stop him from going off for 35 or 40, same thing with Brandon Ingram, then I think you have a really good shot. And so do you put your focus on CJ, giving him the Steph treatment?
I don't know that I have to, unless he, what do you think? Unless he starts making shots like he did the last time I played them. Given how much he struggled, I don't think I want to risk leaving. Which one of them was it, Jones or Murphy? The last time they played here, just bombs away.
Murphy,
and he was open from three like all the time. So I don't want to overcommit to defending CJ if I'm going to leave him open.
That. Yeah, it was Murphy. He had 27 against us.
And if CJ goes off and I got to adjust, then I will.
CJ had 9 threes against us last time.
Do you believe, Drapes or Whitey, do you think CJ can lead this team to a victory over the Kings? Personal. Like, do you think he can go off for 45?
Not without, and we don't know about Ingram, but if Ingram's not playing and Zion's not playing, I don't think he can. I mean, it could happen, but I think it's unlikely.
I think for one game, yes. Dude, I think one game, anybody can have a great game.
True.
Like, yes. And so I'm going to respect them, Jay. That's what I'm talking about. On one game, I'm going to respect CJ.
When we come back, interesting things De'Aaron Fox had to say about the Warrior dynasty and the Kings' role in sending it 6 feet under. Next here with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
It took 4 quarters of locked-in effort, intensity, and focus to knock out the Golden State Warriors.
Darn Sheik trying to create a step back, and he scores it. Boy, you talk about earning a bucket. Steve Kerr will take time out.
Now the Kings head to Louisiana to see if they can take another win-or-go-home game. Kings and Pelicans, Friday at 6:30, right here on your home for the Sacramento Kings. Sactown Sports.
Welcome to a brighter future with Aztec Solar, serving Sacramento since 1980. Everyone knows that solar saves money. How much? The answer is a few clicks away. Visit yourpowersavings.com. It's fast, easy, and reliable, giving you instant insight into your potential savings.
I used to pay $400 a month to the power company, and that $400 a month added up to $48,000 over the past 10 years. That all changed when I switched to solar with Aztec Solar.
Now it's your turn to stop overpaying for electricity. Calculate your solar savings right now at yourpowersavings.com. And Aztec Solar will email or text you how much you'll save every month. Plus, we've got an exclusive offer for you. Get your solar electrical system for just $9,995 cash price after incentives. Don't wait. This deal won't last forever. Visit yourpowersavings.com today and take the first step towards energy independence with Aztec Solar.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
What's keeping you from learning the language you've always wanted to speak?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons make learning fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. And in 10 minutes a day, Babbel's bite-sized lessons are designed to get you having real conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
That's not long.
It's not hard.
It's perfect.
It starts here. And now try Babbel for free by texting radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different.
TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6580. That's 800-583-6580.
Have you made a mistake in your past that you want removed from your record? At the Gonzalez Law Office, we know that good people make mistakes. Restore your rights. Clear your record. Call us at 916-304-9187. That's 916-304-9187 or at saclegaldefense.com. Do you have a pending criminal case or injured in an accident? At the Gonzalez Law Office, we handle all criminal and injury cases. We don't settle for less, and neither should you. Call the Gonzalez Law Office at 916-304-9187 or visit us at saclegaldefense.com.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-934-9217. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-934-9217 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sactown Sports.
YouTube chat, comment of the day nominee here from Compio, your guy Compio.
Yeah, what do you got?
Actually, he's kind of taking a few shots at you today, which surprised me.
It's like a brotherly relationship,
Yeah. Compio says, "Listen up. I'm riding with the Kings this Friday. I don't care if Zion, Ingram, Pistol Pete, or any other player suits up in a Pelicans uni." He says, "Kings 119, Pelicans 102.
Sacramento."
How about that?
Man, if we score 119, I'm with you on that, Compio. That's a lot of points for this Kings team to score against that great defense. But I'm with you, man. Trust me, I need the Kings to win. I ain't ready for this thing to be over, White.
I know.
I need a couple more weeks of basketball.
What do you make of this comment, Beamer, Beams, or Beamley? He says, Keegan is very similar to B.I. in some ways. I hadn't thought a lot about that. That's interesting.
I don't think so.
I think I'll go with him on some way. Overall, he's just not the scorer that Ingram is.
Well, if that's the case, because if I'm correct, you just said Ingram is Kevin Durant light or whatever. Does that mean Keegan is Kevin Durant light? You know what I mean? Like a descendant of Kevin Durant too?
No calories,
KD? Nah, see, I don't see it. That's why where I don't see it.
His offensive game is just not there yet?
I don't think so. I think they're just different builds too.
Yeah,
they're just different.
I just hadn't really thought about it. Okay. Thank you, Beamer, Beams, or Beamley. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Akash joins us. Hey, Akash, how are you today?
Hey, guys. Thank you for taking my call. I'm actually calling in today because I wanted to admit to you guys that I was wrong. I remember calling in, Drake, I don't think you were here that day, but I called in on leap year, February 29th. And I remember saying that if the Kings played a legacy franchise, the Lakers or the Warriors, they would lose. And last night, I was clearly proven wrong. But hey, let me tell you guys, I'm happy. I'm happy to be wrong for once. So I was there in Game 4 last year when Lawrence missed that shot. So seeing everybody get over the hump yesterday was the best. And one last thing, just the national media, they're dissecting them, the Warriors, like cold dead body like we used to back in science class, right? Dissecting every narrative, every single narrative, based on suspension, right? Clay putting up the four fingers. I love it. Let the national media cover them. We got ourselves here locally, and, all focus forward towards the Pelicans.
Thank you, Akash.
Akash, good call, man.
And how about that? A guy who calls himself out. Hey, guys, I called you months ago.
Right.
I said something I was wrong.
I thought he was going the other way at first. I was like, what, do you want a cookie? And then he said, nope, I was wrong. And I was happy
you
to
would
be
never
wrong.
do that. You would never call in if you were wrong.
What? I always admit when I'm wrong. It just doesn't happen very often,
I see. I gotcha. He mentioned the Warriors last night after the game. It was funny because some of the Bay Area media wanted to ask Mike Brown about, the Warriors and the dynasty, is it over? And, the Kings didn't really want to talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
But somebody, and I think it was Jake Gadon, asked De'Aaron Fox. And I was prepared for De'Aaron to say, I don't know. But this was a really interesting answer from De'Aaron Fox on whether or not the Warrior dynasty is done.
Oh, that's the question, man. I don't know. That's obviously, I think their dynasty started in, 15, 14? I was a sophomore in high school, man. So I was a sophomore in high school watching them win championships, and then they actually won the championship my first year in the league. And then won a championship my 5th year in the league. So we've been watching this team for a long time, and I think they've been great for the sport. They've been great for the basketball world. Obviously, you see the value of the Warriors skyrocketed in the 2010s, but I can't answer your question. I don't know, but man, we've all been watching this team for a long time. So there's if it is the end, it is what it is. I'm glad we were able to beat this team at this moment, but they've definitely had a hell of a run if this is the end.
I thought that was a really cool answer for him to go, man, I was in high school when they started this run.
Right. And you got to give them their respect, right?
Yes,
they had a tremendous run. And, what's interesting about the Warriors run is the 2022 championship really cemented it. Like, think
that
about
was the one that stands out.
That's the one that stands out, right? Where it's like they weren't favored. People thought they weren't going to get it done, and they actually did. And to go from a 3-time champ to a 4-time champ, that puts Steph right there with LeBron James. And so that win over the Celtics is the one that stands out. Somebody interestingly, Jay, what's this? Is this is this funeral music, or is this
no addition? Is this the end?
Is this the end? Somebody said, what would Steph Curry's career look like without Kevin Durant? That's an interesting question right there.
Well, he
right?
still was the first unanimous MVP before Durant got there.
Yeah, but you don't get the 2 titles, maybe. Like, I could argue Cleveland was better. You take Durant off, like LeBron may have 2 more titles.
Maybe. I just don't know what the point of that is. I mean,
what's the point of anything, Whitey? What are we doing?
Steph Curry won 4 titles, one before KD got there. Then they won 73 games. They lost. And then they won one after Durant was there. When Durant was there, to me, it was crystal clear Durant was the best player on the team.
Yes.
But Steph won 2 without him. So, yeah, he wouldn't have 4, but he'd have 2. And he'd still be the greatest shooter of all time. And that 22 championship was the one that cemented Steph's legacy, because that's where in Game 4, when they were down 3-1 in Boston, where he did what all his critics said, well, he could never just put the team on his back. And he did it in that game, and that changed the whole narrative.
Yes.
And Kevin Durant had nothing to do with that.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. His career might look a little different, though. And so, I look at their dynasty, if we want to call it that. It was a nice run, but it's over. As the song says, is this the end? Yes. They're done, right?
But they don't seem to think so. If you listen to them, we want to bring Clay back.
But bring him back. Bring him back. Go for it.
Thank you.
Where is the improvement in this team going to come from then? Are you asking more out of Kuminga? Are you asking Trace Jackson Davis all of a sudden to play more than 10 minutes in an elimination game? Podziemski was a non-factor. I don't. If I'm them,
I agree with you.
I'm looking at the rebuild right now because and Mad Dog talked about this on ESPN today. Look at all the dynasties. Do you want to be the Celtics of the 80s? And then sure, they had some bad luck, obviously, with some of the deaths. Or how about the Celtics of the 2008-9 Celtics? You traded away Pierce, Garnett, and Allen. That ultimately netted you Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart.
Here's the bottom line on the Warriors and their future. And Bonte said this. You got Joe Lacob paying a ton of money for this team right now. ton of money, well into the luxury tax. He's not going to do that for a team that can't get out of the plan.
Right.
He's just not.
That's a waste of money.
Yeah.
Right? It really is. And so that leads me to believe, why would you pay Klay Thompson $20 million a year to come back? Unless, it's like, and I forget who we had on yesterday. They were saying if I was talking to somebody, if you can get Klay for 2 years, $50 million, great. If it's 2 years, $80 million that he's trying, if he's trying to get anything 30 or more, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. We'll see, man.
I think we know. It's just a matter of time and what they're going to do. But Steph's going to be there as long as he wants to be there.
Yes, and what's interesting, and you tell me about this. If this was LeBron James, what would people be saying today?
LeBron would be gone already.
Would he?
I mean, he hasn't
to another team.
Yeah,
but I'm
that's
saying,
what he's done.
Well, but when it's time to actually end, like I don't think he's going to jump ship from the Lakers. So let's say they lost in the play-in and their season was over. I think Steph is getting a pass for what's happening with the Warriors. Not saying it's his fault, but he's being held to a different standard than LeBron James. I think LeBron's held to a much higher standard.
Yeah, because LeBron's a front court player and he's bigger and he's stronger and. Yeah, but I think that's fair. I think you're right, but I still think it's fair.
Like, this is the end of Steph Curry's dominance on the playoff stage, man. We might not see the Warriors advance deep into the playoffs anymore.
Right.
It's crazy to see a legend go out like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When we come back, we'll wrap things up here. Look again at the fact that it's those guys again for the Kings. It had to be the Pelicans next year with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Mama told me one day it was gonna happen, but she never told me when.
The New Orleans Pelicans have absolutely owned the Sacramento Kings this season. Sacramento seeking its first win against New Orleans and needs it or their season comes to an end. A loss and it's over. A win and they are the 8th seed and headed to OKC.
The rebound grabbed by Sabonis, hammers it back off the bounce. Another offensive rebound and another 2 points. The Kings have their biggest lead of the ball game.
Get all the exciting play-by-play action starting at 6:30 Friday night on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by R.C. Willey Home Furnishings.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Thursday will start off mild with temperatures in the mid-50s. We'll see increasing high clouds in the afternoon with a high close to 80 degrees and light winds. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
If you need flooring, now is the time to buy during R.C. Willey's semi-annual flooring event. For just 10 days, you can save up to 40% on select carpet styles and pay just $39 for installation. R.C. Willey, your home, your way.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Thinking of remodeling your home? Say goodbye to endless internet searches and visit Subcontractors United. Find a list of 3 pre-qualified and licensed contractors in each home service category. From cabinets to landscapers and everything in between, Subcontractors United makes finding qualified contractors free and easy, with no accounts to set up. Visit subcontractorsunited.com and experience the joy of stress-free home improvement. Save time and money at subcontractorsunited.com.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
You're going to feel a puff of air.
Jong's Optometry has set their sights on staffing up.
Try the next line. Hey, Kim, can you tell our 2 o'clock we're running 15 behind? Sorry, we're a bit backed up today.
He needs an optometric technician to keep an eye on it all.
Where are the dilation drops?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
For a precision-crafted performance, the decision is easy. A new Acura from Acura of Stockton. Get the driving experience you've been waiting for in a new Acura. Get the best selection and customer service you deserve from Acura of Stockton. Shop in person or use our online express store at AcuraofStockton.com. Acura of Stockton will buy your trade, even if you don't buy from us. Don't settle for less than precision-crafted performance of a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
Two young fathers are shot to death outside an iconic Utah restaurant.
I said, your dad has been hurt really bad.
The grief was disorienting for those left behind until one choice changed everything.
I just remember writing this letter, and it wasn't me writing it.
Can a personal decision shape generations?
We're all falling for this guy's trick.
I'm Amy Donaldson. Season 2 of The Letter, Ripple Effect, is available now. Follow us at theletterpodcast.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
They do not know what Sactown brings. When on the low, that's a Sactown thing. Talking about us, it's a bounce out thing. Must they forgot we some Sacramento Kings. Whole squad going crazy, yeah, we back with it. Northern Cali going crazy, one sack winning. If you doubted us, then ain't no back spinning. This is real right here, ain't no cap.
The Tribe Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
All right, Drapes. I will read the chat comment. Some of these I know you've already seen, maybe all of them. And you want to give us a grade or a score, like a letter grade or a score 1 to 10.
I'll give you a 1 to 10. 1 to 10.
VCH Custom Cabinetry. Bricks are made of clay with a K.
7. I'm gonna give it that a 7. That's not bad. That's not solid. You know what I mean? I'm not going to clip it and save it and use it on the broadcast tomorrow or anything like that. But it's okay. It's good.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's the only one we have.
Is that the only one?
There's a lot of comments, but that's the only,
that's the only one you want to
that we have currently. Manny Too Legit, 6 in a row can't happen. 6 in a row, which would be, the Pelicans trying to win 6 in a row against the Kings. 6 in a row, Manny Too Legit says can't happen.
I like that. I'm with him. I'm with you guys. Just from a personal pride standpoint, right? Not talking about Zion being out, just wrapping my head around the fact 6 in a row to these guys, the Pelicans. Like, if you're playing the 86 Celtics or the 96 Bulls or something like that, I get it. But the Pelicans, who would have thought that the Pelicans coming into this season will own you with 6 in a row, possibly?
The end says, I think Keegan was a more advanced long-range shooter than Tatum's year 2. Somebody said,
please don't.
Somebody said, oh, it's not really so much that Keegan's like Ingram. He's more like Tatum. That has been
please don't do
bandied
this.
About him.
Please don't do this.
Chat.
Please don't. Why are we doing this? Why are we?
Keegan is more Tatumish, says the end.
Why are we doing this? Jason Tatum, pretty much from day one, was elite. Look at his numbers. As a rookie, 43% from 3, 37%. It's interesting when you talk about Tatum too, Whitey, because Tatum sort of had the Peja Stojakovic syndrome. And so this offseason is going to be huge for Keegan. He went from 15.7 points per game to 23.4 points per game his third year.
No, I'm sorry, we're talking Tatum.
Tatum went from 15.7 to 23.4. But I will say this. Tatum, to me, has the temperament to be the man. Like, he walks on the floor, he thinks he's the man.
And wasn't he groomed from the time he got there? They were grooming him to be the man.
Yes.
And Keegan's not really. They think he'd be a great player.
Right.
But he's being groomed to be one
of.
Yeah,
exactly. I think they selected Tatum to be the face of the franchise. I don't know if we selected Keegan because we already got De'Aaron Fox as the face of the franchise. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So Keegan may ascend to be more Jaylen Brown, number 2, than Alpha, the best player.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, though. That's placing a lot on that dude, though. Calling him Jason Tatum?
Yeah.
Jason Tatum went head-to-head with LeBron James his rookie year. You know what I mean? Like, he stood up against LeBron. And so I'm not gonna put that kind of pressure on my guy.
I agree with you. I think you're right for what that's worth, but I also understand how a Kings fan, looks at what happened last night and says, whoa, right? His fans are going to fan.
But Tatum has a better handle with the ball. Like,
yes.
Look at Keegan's number. Keegan's 3-point shooting is what sets him apart. He had 8 threes. Tatum was never early on a high volume 3-point. He was immediately a 3-point score, 3-level scorer. Could shoot the 3, get to the mid range, get to the basket as well. I think Tatum was a little more advanced than Keegan.
Yeah, and they got to a point with him where they actually, to an extent, run the offense through him.
Right? Exactly. Yeah, he's the straw that stirs the drink there.
Yeah,
I get it. We want to, how about he just be Keegan Murray? Like, just be the first. I look at it, and fans may think I'm joking or think, oh, he's much better than him. If he achieves Kyle Kuzma status, I think that's pretty good. I don't think that's nothing to be sneezing about.
One of the things I appreciate about your views on this team is you've been pretty consistent in that you're one of the few people that's held Keegan to a high standard.
Yeah.
I mean, you've said that a lot, like when things aren't going well, say, hey, look where they drafted the guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. When you're the number 4 overall pick, and I will say this, a number 4 overall pick usually is supposed to be the face of the franchise. We're bringing him along slowly. When he has a bad game, we make the excuses, well, he's playing good defensively. Like, if this was a rebuilding situation, let's say this was the New York Knicks and they had no hope. They drafted him number 4. You got to deliver right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's no slow walking it in, maybe in year 3, maybe in year 4. No. And then I look at also, and maybe it's unfair of me to look at Paolo Banchero, all-star, second year. I thought he maybe should have been on Team USA. And so where does Keegan fit in? Like, what's his trajectory? I think being a Kyle Kuzma, 20-plus point per game scorer, long, can defend, I think that would be great.
Was it last night? Mike Brown, I believe, was talking about, Keegan, when he has these big games, he talks about the importance of Keegan becoming this player that we saw last night. And he talked about the frustration of the coaches and his teammates. And that was interesting to think, okay, so his teammate, fans get frustrated. That's why fans blame, well, it must be the coaches. Well, it's pretty clear. It's just a matter of Keegan getting comfortable with his role and doing it. And when he's not, it's not just fans that are frustrated, as coaches and even his teammates.
Yes, exactly. And
because they know that he can do it.
That he can do it. And, when we compare him to Tatum, the thing about Tatum, and I've talked to people about Banchero also, those guys went out and took it. They didn't wait to be served shots. They went out there and took it. And so let's see if Keegan progresses that, where he walks in next season and says, no, I'm the guy. I'm the second option, or I'm going to get 20 shots a game. He has to go out there and be aggressive and taking it instead of trying to fit in.
Thank you, Jay. Great job, Jay. I think our goal tomorrow should be that by the end of the show tomorrow, you and I will have Drapes going, yeah, the Pelicans have no chance. No shot. Right?
Is that what we want? Is that really
where we going with
No,
it?
because if we lose, I don't want to be with you guys and everybody. I don't want Antonio Daniels tweeting at us. I heard what y'all said, Drapes. I heard what y'all said. Nah, I'm a temperate. I think we'll win. Yes, but it's going to be a hard-fought game.
All right, we're back with you tomorrow as we continue to get ready for the Kings' chance to get into the playoffs proper. And we got CBS Sports Radio for you coming up next right here on Sactown Sports. Have a great evening.
It was a beam unlike any beam we've seen.
The Warriors 3, no good. Rebounded by Kessler Edwards, and that will do it. You hear the